Hey, hey.
Hey,
Can you
everyone.
hear me?
Hello.
Happy Friday.
We're here.
Hey,
We're here.
everybody.
Thank you, stars.
Sorry about Wednesday. We just had a few
Yep.
things happen that
Your
we
mic
couldn't
is
make it.
wobbly, hun. You're glitching.
I said, sorry about Wednesday. We had a few things come up that we just couldn't go live, so we postponed it till today. And I'm
I
kind of glad we
absconded.
did. Yes, Pearl actually had a date night.
Yes.
How did it go, Pearl?
The Earth moved. But that's often the problem when you go and watch something on an IMAX screen. Let me just say that I think Oppenheimer will sweep the Oscars next year. It's an incredible piece of work. As long as you go in assuming two things: one, the subject matter, and two, it's a Christopher Nolan film. If Christopher Nolan is not your bag, you are not going to enjoy it. He has a very distinctive style. But yes, it's a brilliant piece of work. I mean, it is truly a piece of art.
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know, but I'm glad you got out. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
darling.
I'm
I was
sorry.
just muted though. I was just going to say yes, and I am paying for it, which has left me slightly spicy. I was incredibly spicy last night, so it's a good job that 24 hours have moved on.
Oh, no, Tanga, don't let your sound go out. Get your sound together, girl. Why we got to have sound issues? When we're backstage, we're fine. What is it?
It's the jinx.
It must be.
Every time.
The glare knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, the glare. If
Don't mention
Christopher
his
Nolan-
name.
Oh yes,
Our
You're
bestie.
you're going to be mentioned later, but not by us. Our special guest presenter, Laura, will have your name in her mouth quite often.
Yeah, apparently we're besties with him.
Yes, apparently so. All knocking round together, big bunch of
Yeah,
men.
we're best friends with. Let me see now on the list. The Glare, that dude Morbid, isn't he like a skeleton or something?
Queen Bee,
And
apparently with
Queen
Bee
Bee,
crew.
Queen Bee, yeah. I mean, if you mention anybody, or if they come in your chat, or
Eliza, it's bad, hun. The mic.
okay.
Dang, it was good backstage. I'm sorry, but we keep each other together with our sound. We don't want anybody to. Thank you, Pearl. I see
We
it.
try to.
Yeah.
The ice works. Is mine better now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I only watched a few minutes of Laura and her. Okay, first of all, I want to make an announcement to all you weirdos that have put this on us that we did not put on ourselves. It's very strange to me. I don't know where you got this because I don't remember saying it and I don't remember thinking it or the rest of these ladies. None of us think we're the moral high ground, the authority. That has never once crossed my mind. If that's something you're thinking, maybe that's a reflection of you and not us, because I have never once thought that, and I know these ladies haven't. So
No, we're just opinionated bitches. Now, if that's an issue for you,
Hey.
I don't know what else I can say other than that. Yes,
that's a good way to put it. We just got some opinions.
Is my sound any better?
It's a little bit better, but you are still crackly.
Darn it. Okay, thank you.
She's like, okay, thank you. But yeah, so I mean, you can keep running with that, but do what you got to do. We've never thought it, never said it. So that's a reflection of you. Maybe check in on that. I don't know what to tell you.
When I was
But then in the same breath, she wants to ask why we aren't talking about X, Y, and Z, but we're not the moral authority. That's why, Laura. I have several seats, lady.
Maybe
That's a good point.
10 times the subs that we do. If you want to launch some sort of campaign, get off your ass and do it. I'm not doing it for you.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
not your
very
send off
spicy.
dummy. Yeah, I'm not anybody's send off dummy. None of us
Yeah.
are.
Last night when I was very spicy, I wanted to do an intro to this, and unfortunately I can't because the YouTube copyright gods would beat us to the ground. But I'd like you to imagine Candle in the Wind over this video. That would have been my chosen intro.
You would have loved. Now the song's in my head.
I know. I'm so genuinely disappointed that we couldn't do that.
You know, in the old days, we would have.
We would have. We definitely would have.
Oh, yes, we would have had a good time with that. But yeah, that's one thing that I heard that she had a problem. We weren't going after certain people. First of all, I'm not a bulldog. Are you all? Anybody up here with me?
Bullshit hit squad.
God. If you got a problem with somebody, I've said this before. Everybody has you can fire up alive after 24 hours. Go after.
Darling, you're going in and out. We are definitely
I thought
having
it was me
sound
again.
issues tonight.
Yeah. Soup usually doesn't have sound issue.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
I
darling.
do hear you.
That was
I can hear
Wi-Fi. That was Wi-Fi issues. I saw the little thing, and every time I see it, I'm like, do I have sound issues? And that's why I ask. I knew it.
Yes, I don't know whether we want to discuss the things that were said in Laura's chat as we go along, or whether you want me to do them up front.
We can do them as we go along because you have something, right? You got something geared up that I'm going to share.
We're going to go over Laura's life, or at least the first section of it. We are missing out the big candle plug at the start because I have no interest in plugging your candles. As I said to the girls earlier, I'd like to plug you with one, but I'm not interested in plugging your actual product.
Hey, John
Hey,
Davis.
John Davis.
Can we make sure to drop the links for Deet's channel and for
I already
cheers.
dropped Laura's, so that's
Okay, yeah, we don't need to do
I
that one.
dropped it already.
But for
at the
Deet's
very
and Paloma, when we get to
Yeah.
that one.
Real quick question about Laura. Why did she change her name to obnoxiously relevant or irrelevant?
Obnoxiously
She got it
irrelevant.
half right.
Yeah, the Glera called her that.
Well, it's kind of true. So it was a good name for her, maybe. I mean, it's a fitting title for her.
I guess she thought
So,
she was being cute. Okay.
Yeah. She's just owning it, I guess.
Shall we start then?
Yeah. Soup, that means you.
Oh, I was already working on it. While you all were talking, I was working on it. Hold on. Give me a minute.
And again, can I just say something real quick? I'm sorry about if my sound is bad, but it always happens when I have shit to say. The bit about who we go after, it drives me nuts. We talk about who we want to talk about. If you have a particular person that you feel needs calling out or going after, by all means, knock yourself out. We
Well, I
talk
mean, she
about
has
who
10
we
times the
want.
reach we do.
Right? We have 2,000 subs. Laura has over 20,000. Do it yourself. If you got a problem, do it yourself. It's obnoxiously that you think that we need to go after a particular person. If you have beef with them or you feel they need calling out, you've got the goods, do it. But we talk about who we watch, who we talk about. That's it, you know. Other creators don't get to pick for us. Sorry, it's not how it works. Not in our channel anyway.
I
That's
do what
all
I
I
want
wanted to
because I'm
say.
signed to me. I've been dying to say that for a while. Do what I want because I'm signed to me. I get the back. Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
For her people to buy, and I am glad that she's very happy. So moving on. I decided to listen to her this morning. Okay. And I saw the title Tragedy Pimps. Well, since I'm named as a tragedy pimp, I decided to give it a listen. And unfortunately, it seemed, and I did invite Deets to come up. Hey, Debbie, I did invite Deet to come up, but I think she's still live. I heard little bits and pieces, like Joneson said, do we have tunnel vision? Now, I'm going to watch Joneson on panel for the first time right now. Like, I didn't see Joneson on panel, but I heard this woman that really ticked me off. And I wrote
Sorry, commentary will be given quite a bit throughout this live stream because I got a feeling she might be a little bit petty. So good luck on that. Gotcha. So what happened yesterday is Deets done a live, and Deets has really good live streams where she brings you in to have just general conversation. Yesterday was about tragedy pimps, but she hates the word pimps. Pearl comes up, and I guess that's where we're headed. Am I right?
That's right. And then I went over to Queen Bee's because this alien lady who was the person who got into the dispute with
Pearl, your sound's going out.
We are having issues
Dolly,
tonight.
came up,
There
and
she
she
is.
was absolutely frothing. And sorry,
Your sound
can you
went
hear
out.
me?
No, you're back. Your audio went out for a second.
Your
Okay.
audio went out.
I went upon.
She might have her elbow on it. Pearl?
I do not have my elbow on the mute. Not this time. It's way
Now
out
you
the
sound
way.
good.
I've pinned it out of the way because I'm doing it so often. Yes, after I went over to Deetz's, well, I was predominantly talking about the prayer garden situation and also Fred Hill. And then I was just sort of flicking through channels and I saw, I've sort of I scrolled past Queen Bee. I'm not a big watcher of Queen Bee, but this alien woman was kicking off. She's the person who got into the dispute with Dolly.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
The whole bullhorn situation.
Yeah.
And she had been in Michael's, which I believe is a craft store, and had heard sort of little bits of this. And other people had phoned and texted her. And I believe that she was reacting to Deets reading comments out from the chat, not actually what Deets or Jones in themselves were saying. And she seemed to have got this idea that everybody was turning on the idea of tragedy pimps, and it was all okay now. And she was really going off on one. And Jones apparently was at work and couldn't get back for another half an hour. And because I was there, I just thought, grab the link just to say, look, I think you've got it wrapped around the wrong way. Right. Because that's not what was said at all. And wow, she was really fiery.
What little bit I saw, it kind of went left, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, yes. that Aileen, by the time she left panel, it was like Queen Bee wasn't her bestie anymore. They sure liked Aileen before.
Yeah.
It's this whole long email. And then I'm like, you know what? It's easier if I just go live. But I found it, not Deets talking. She was fine. This woman is the typical epitome of what is wrong with the way people think in this community. And I don't want to jump too far ahead, but what ticked me off and made me want to do this is I 100% agree with Jonesin. They definitely have tunnel vision and can't see what's right in front of them. And it's frustrating. Now, at the same time, are the people on their side like Betty? No. Are the people on their side like JLR? No. So I'm not even going to compare them. But they're not seeing what's blatantly right in front of them for some reason. So I will have to agree with Jonesin. And in case you guys are wondering, well, how do I know what Jonesin said if I haven't watched Jonesin yet? Because Dietz made a comment later on that says, and Jonesin said, do we have tunnel vision? So I was like,
can I ask who their side is?
I'm wondering the same thing. Who's them, they, and their?
Is this
side?
another them that we're part of?
Yes, the great them, the great they that we still don't know about. When you all meet they, can you all introduce us? It's been a while. I've heard of
We
them.
don't even cover Bullhorn Betty.
Lady,
JLR
we don't know you.
mentioned very, very briefly as the lead into the whole heel situation. We just generally do not deal with that. We're not interested in it, and so we don't discuss it.
We don't. It's
So
not
where you
been
getting this
topic.
idea from that we're roasting people because we're part of some crew? I just do not understand.
It's like
Bryce
that
Ball
whole
now
moral,
says that we are the hive side, and we're proving that right now. I don't watch that shit either.
it's
Lord.
like that whole moral authority thing. I don't get it, but hey,
Excuse me, we're the hive side.
the hive side. Okay.
News to me.
The only time that I have ever been on Queen Bee's channel is to defend myself against something that somebody has said.
Yes.
We've never just gone up there for a chat. It's always been something directly that is being talked about, usually misconstrued, and where we're being presented as people who are causing some sort of trouble. And so go up there and try and explain what's going on, defending ourselves, not having some sort of cheery chat over coffee.
It's just adults being adults. You ever heard of it? It can be done.
like, yeah, you kind of do. And then this one woman got on and she's going on and on about how the moral authorities are the Glera, Morbid, and Queen Bee. And that's when I decided to go live. Now, let me put a disclaimer on this live. This live is not going after anybody specific. This live is not calling anyone out, except the fact that the Glera wants Morbid's pee-pee. That I continue to call out because I think it's funny. And
Wow.
I guess it always has to go there when you're talking about a man. You've always got to go for
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's always
Yeah.
that. And then
Rolling homophobic comments. Congratulations. Also, a grown woman saying pee-pee. The cringe is real.
ground man's pee-pee. All right. Don't say that again, Laura. Okay?
And, you know, they think everything with them is funny. So there's that. But the fact that some of the things that I'm going to say today, if you like any of those creators, I'm not going at them. I want to make that perfectly clear. But there are facts that are facts, and you can't change facts. And that's what I'm going to be discussing. So let's go ahead and hear what actually happened between Jonesin and Dietz. That Dietz said that later. Then I'll probably fast forward to this woman that caused me to go live. Bear with me, hold on. So in case you don't know, Dietz's whole live today, or part of it, was about being a tragedy pimp. And what is a tragedy pimp? And since I'm called a tragedy pimp, I figure I'm a good person to talk on it.
Consider a
But
tragedy.
that's enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think about me?
Pretty much. And Laura, I wouldn't try anything since we're doing exactly what you did last night, sharing a live. Okay? Keep it clean. Keep it clean, Laura.
Actually don't even use the word tragedy pimp. I don't like it at all. I stole from Scientific Skeptic bad actors, and I typically call them bad actors, not tragedy pimps.
Yarn finally in the house. What's up, Yarn? Hey, Jay. What's up, Pallets?
Because, you know, just at times they exhibit bad behaviors and stuff. I don't know that that necessarily makes anyone a tragedy pimp, but I wanted to get the pulse and see what everyone thought about tragedy pimps.
Can I just drop a fact on you for a second? Let me just grab this overlay.
And let me just say that is not me that has it sped up that fast. That's Laura that has Deets sped up that fast. Whew. Pearl's dropping something on us. Chicago.
This
Tribune.
is how old the concept of tragedy pimp is.
Kind of old.
Let me hide the current comment. Chicago Tribune, August the 28th, 1997. This is something that was long before John Crimes. I know that he claims that he introduced the term tragedy pimp into the true crime community. No, you didn't there. You filched it from somewhere else and started using it in conversation, but it was not your creation. And that's the earliest one that I can find in print, but the concept is already there. This is a long-standing thing. This is not something that just developed around Bullhorn Betty or, you know, Heels on the Ground or whatever you want to, whoever you want to refer to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long-standing word. It's just one that's really taken off in this sector because there is quite a few of them. Sometimes I do think it's an overused term, but
It's become a
nevertheless.
buzzword. I mean, it really has
Yeah.
become a buzzword.
Yeah, it's definitely a buzzword.
And also, there are different perceptions of it. Because, I mean, we talked about it in the aspect of drama that was created over at Prayer Gardens with the trolling there. But a lot of people are fundamentally wrapped up with the idea of it as a purely financial, actually sort of being at the site of a crime. It's all of those things. It doesn't have to be one specific thing. And in some ways, that's why I understood what Jonesy was saying about tunnel vision. She meant tunnel vision about one perception of what tragedy pimping is. And the fact that it almost becomes, you know how you say a word too many times and you lose all sense of its meaning? You know, like when you've written a word too often and you start thinking, am I spelling that correctly? Nothing doesn't look right anymore. And I think tragedy pimp is starting to become that in this community. It's so used and so overused that it's almost not a real thing now. It doesn't really add anything to the conversation.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that anyone's giving a pass to the behavior. It's purely semantics.
It is. It's just like you said, another one of those words. If I hate to bring in this word, but racist is another. Everybody likes to call everybody that, and it kind of starts to lose its value. And if somebody actually is, a lot of people are looking at them like, oh God, you know, it's just one of those words. But I mean, there are tragedy pimps. There always has been. It'll always be a thing, but it does start to lose its value. But Laura,
Maybe purveyors of blood money is more palatable.
what'd you
Weirdo.
say?
I said
Blood
maybe
money?
purveyors of blood money is more palatable.
There you go.
Welcome,
I do
Ocean
too.
Tide.
I do agree.
Now, if I personally had to define a tragedy pimp, I personally think JLR is a tragedy pimp. And maybe that's part of his history of suing anyone and their mother. But I saw what he did in the Chris Watts case, and it was absolutely vile. And to me, that's the epitome of a tragedy pimp. That's just my opinion. Take it or leave it.
Shout out to John Davis in the chat.
Everybody has a
It's
different
always
opinion.
great to see you, John.
Yes, it is. And thank you, Stars. Shout out to New Jersey Robin for getting a membership.
On what? Let me go ahead and drop this if people want to come up and talk about it. Or if you just want to type in the chat, that's cool too. But Crane, I already see your comment while I'm trying to drop this. She's just like, Bullhorn Betty. That's tragedy pimp. I do too. I think she did a good job. I'm asking what the definition is, not who is a tragedy pimp, what the definition of a tragedy pimp is to you. She's a vigilante. Mm. She only pretends to befriend that family. She does it to novelize the story. She gets butthurt if they go elsewhere. Oh.
See, here's my question on this. I don't know who this Jackie person is. No offense to her or anything. But I'll agree with that too, Brittany. Does it not become a bit frustrating having people who just sit around and wait to call others out about their behaviors? Absolutely.
Excuse me, madam. Are you sitting there calling somebody out on their behaviour while saying, yes, it's wrong, isn't it, that people sit there and call people out on their behaviour? It's like Inception. Shout out to Christopher Nolan. Laura is the spinning top.
I know. Laura, do you hear yourself, hon? Really? That's what your channel does. It's okay. You don't have to run from it. Accept it.
Change the name, Marissa the Banshee. She's not even on YouTube anymore. Stop being obsessed. Change the name in the picture, or you're gonna get blocked. Like, I don't watch Betty, so I have no idea what Betty does. Like, I think I can count on one hand how many times I've watched her in my whole life. So when she only pretends to befriend the family, she doesn't monopolize the story. Why do you know so much if you don't like her? I don't get it. I can, asshole.
A tragedy pimp to me is someone who profits off of a tragedy through misinformation and exploitation. Okay, so you're saying then that for you, a tragedy pimp is someone who's discussing a tragedy, which I think there are so many. You know, we have news, we have creators, we have people on TikTok, Facebook, everywhere discussing tragedies. But for you, it comes down to being a pimp is one that profits off of the misinformation and exploitation. YouTube.
Okay, let's start right there. And I agree with Good Nunya. Tragedy pimp to me is someone who profits off a tragedy through misinformation and exploitation. But how's she look in her own backyard? Because I'm not saying Good Nunya's friends with 10 to Life, but 10 to Life gives misinformation all the time and makes a ton of money on it. Not in super chats, but in ad revenue. 10 to Life makes a fortune on YouTube giving misinformation. Why isn't she called out?
It was everybody here winging it. Some people
Is it misinformation or is it speculation? There has to be a place for speculation within true crime. Otherwise, you're going to have a situation where the very basic facts, such as Summer Wells went missing June 15th, 2021, in the 100 block of Ben Hill Road, Beach Creek, Tennessee. Thank you and good night.
All right.
You're being ridiculous. Once you say that any sort of theorizing or speculation is wrong, then you're saying that the whole genre, including you when you discuss true crime, is a non-starter. There's nothing wrong with speculation on the basis of fact. Where the problem comes in is when you state something definitively and you don't know. Again, I mentioned Michelle After Dark because also Grey Hughes does it. There is nothing wrong with speculating as long as you make clear you're not married to some theory and that you are ready to change your mind when new facts come along.
Yeah, exactly. And don't get yourself too wrapped up in the family members to where you got blinders on. I mean, I just had to throw that in there. And did this live, I guess this live must have really struck a nerve with Laura.
Yeah, I think that she, everything is a mirror in which she sees her own reflection. I'm sorry, that's my opinion.
It's mine
if you
too.
don't like it,
Oh, well.
It
sucks.
struck. It struck
But
such
it
a nerve.
strikes me that she doesn't want to call out people like Dietz and people like Good Nunya. She specifically wants to call out smaller people in the community, possibly because she thinks she's going to have more luck calling them out. Again, sucks to be you. Carry on.
What was you going to say, Eliza?
I'm sorry, Eliza. I spoke over you again.
It's okay. I was just going to say, it struck such a nerve with her that she went live while Dietz was still live. And then you heard her mention earlier, well, I invited her to come up, but, I think she's still live. Why? Of course she's not coming up while she's live. She doesn't give a crap what you're doing, Laura.
No, she's not going to stop her live.
Busy with her own thing. She's not. Well, never mind.
Tanga, look at the screen. Tanga.
What is it? I'm looking.
Because
the highlighted comment.
Saying it.
Oh, okay.
No.
I love you, Haven. Me and Haven see it.
Oh, hey, Maggie changed your picture. She travels to bother families in their safe space and then has people send her money to harass them. But see, I thought in this instance, she wasn't harassing the other side of the family. A tragedy pimp tags every single person's name they've covered in videos that don't even speak of them any longer.
Okay, Grain, and your friend does that. And your friend has done that over and over and over. Why isn't she called out? It's like they always want to point the finger elsewhere. Hey, Headstones, they always want to point the finger elsewhere when it's their own crew that does that more than anybody. That's
our own crew. My crew is all sitting up here. I don't know who your crew is. I don't have any crew outside of these girls.
This is the clique I claim. Okay. But here's the thing. I will not completely. Sometimes it is hard for others to call others out. I'm not going to disagree with her there. But still, Laura, I feel like this just struck a nerve with her. This really hit home for her. Taking it way too personally. And she's very distracted by people in the comment section. You can't really get thrown off that much. But I mean, that's like Ziggy type level. She gets thrown off by everything.
Speaking of Ziggy, she's live reading cards now.
See that I feel like these people don't see in themselves. It's crazy.
It's someone who sees a tragedy unfold and involves themselves in it, using their channel to make videos, and if possible, keep it going for as long as possible. So you're saying that it's not so much about exploitation or anything, so that they keep the tragedy going. Is that what you're saying? They keep the tragedy going by continuing on with content about it instead of just giving the facts?
And I think we can all agree there's only one person that has done that, and it's their friend. This is why I'm confused.
I think you're deeply confused if you think that only one person has done it.
I could not get to the unmute button quick enough. Is only one person? Is she serious? She's serious. She's very serious.
She's going to build that straw man and she's going to beat its ass at every opportunity.
Y'all pray for Laura.
I had to come in here so I can pin that link because I left my phone in here. Let me see if I can still pin it. There it is. Exploiting, you guys. So an event causing great suffering. I don't know what a tragedy is. And then the pimp, pimping is the regular pimping definition.
QB. Tragedy. An event causing great suffering, destruction, and distress, such as a serious accident, crime, or natural catastrophe. Okay, so based on that, let's look at ICTML. ICTML profits every day off of tragedies. Why is he not called a tragedy pimp? Do you guys see what I'm saying? And again, let me put my disclaimer out there. I am not specifically calling out anybody. No, not Queen Bee, not ICTML, not anybody.
I'm just listing off names and condemning them, but I'm not calling them out.
Dang it, Pearl, you beat me. Shit. I'm not calling out anybody. Just ICTML, Queen Bee, Watch Face, Duma Falachi. You know what I'm talking about. Shit, Laura, you're funny. Oh, she is funny.
So I don't want this to turn around like, oh my God, Laura said this. No, I'm specifically not calling out anybody, but I am pointing out facts, hypocrisy, and where these people don't see in each other, but they want to point the finger to everybody else, and that's wrong. That's what I'm pointing out.
Actually, it's on Urban Dictionary here. I can show you guys. So, Urban Dictionary, and I feel like this probably came out after Heels on the Ground, says that a tragedy pimp is a producer of content that focuses on and targets tragedies such as murder, suicide, stillborn deaths, robberies, riots, shooting, fires, etc. I would include missing people in that have befallen certain people or celebrities for the intent of gaining clout, sympathy, or profit. These types of people
That's hey, Adrian, that's every single YouTube creator out there. Hey, Kurt, every single YouTube creator fits this category. From celebrities to any.
I thought there was just one, and now it's every creator.
It's everybody now. Everybody thinks like this. Whatever. I mean, she's reaching. Okay.
Anyone covering Britney Spears. I mean, every single person I heard about that, Dear Slayer. Every single person that is on YouTube that covers anything is a tragedy pimp, according to this definition. So how come only Betty, JLR, Molly, me, and others are called out for it?
tend to congregate on YouTube, Twitter, and other social media platforms. An example is that true crime woman only seems to create content to elicit sympathy donations from people. She's a tragedy pimp. I know that there was a creator once out there that said John Grimes came up with the term tragedy pimping, but he didn't. There's an article. Here's an article from
John Grimes take credit for something that isn't his. Say it isn't so.
1997 in the Chicago Tribune that goes on about tragedy pimping. It's about a case where law enforcement shot someone. And there they said, here he says, those who rant racism all the time desensitize the public to the point that true charges of racism are turned to deaf ear. Instead of marching to the 5th floor of City Hall, these tragedy pimps should march on their own communities and protest the black on black crime. I might not agree with this article. I'm just letting you know that, yeah, it's been out there for quite some time. Some might consider that tragedy pimping, and I don't at all. Hey, Johnson, you there?
Hey there.
Okay, just making sure it's you.
Yeah.
I had kind of gotten away from putting up a banner, and I'm like, this is going to bite me in the butt one of these days.
I agree. I don't know who said it, but you mentioned earlier, I think you was reading off a comment. You said, so to you, tragedy pimping is profiting off the misinformation. And exploitation. And I 100%, that to me, that's what it is. What Betty's been doing this last time, I don't really consider that tragedy pimping.
So you don't think what she went out there and did in Kingsport for Layla's case was tragedy pimping?
Not necessarily. She wasn't harassing anybody. It didn't seem like she was spreading, rumors. I don't know. It didn't seem the same to me.
I didn't either. I honestly didn't even. I watched a couple of the first things that she covered on it, and it seemed like she was handling it pretty well. I mean,
compared to the normal, I feel like she was behaving.
Okay, so Jordan says, to me, a tragedy pimp behaves in a self-serving manner and puts things other than finding the victim in the forefront, views, donations, etc. Please tell me when 10 to Life, The Glare, Morbid, or anyone else put finding a victim first. Tell me when Ickmel put finding the victim first. Tell me when Gray Hughes put finding it. We don't find victims. That's not what we do. It's absolutely not what we do. So I'm sorry, but nobody does that. I'm not looking for victims.
I didn't see her out there causing a scene, or I don't know. She might have given out misinformation. I'm not aware.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think she did, but I mean, I don't watch every move she makes either.
A tragedy pimp is someone whose intent is to profit off a tragedy by any means. That's every single YouTuber in the universe. That's every single reporter in the universe. Reporters don't become reporters because they don't like crime. They don't like tragedy.
They enjoy the crime. Good times. She's about a dingbat.
So I did hear that correctly. They enjoy it? Is that what she said?
That's what she said.
Yeah, she believes that no one has any ethics whatsoever on any subject. Money is the top and bottom of everything.
Well, again, it seems like there's some reflecting here. I don't know. Or deflecting, which maybe she needs to reflect on the deflect.
Hey, I snuck in.
I mean, even look at.
Oops.
Hey, TJ.
Sorry.
You made it, Mama.
Yeah, I snuck in. I was late from work.
You did
I-
sneak in on us. So you're going to love the voice we got up here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You ready?
Yep.
Meteorologists. I was thinking about this yesterday. Meteorologists get so excited when we're going to have a hurricane or a tornado that's going to wipe out Florida. They like get wet over it. I mean, they are so excited. They can't, you could see it that they're excited. So that's a tragedy. Half of Central Florida is about to get wiped out by a hurricane, and you can't get enough of it. They're there 24/7 reporting on it.
Thank you, Shoopy
That's
Mom.
her analogy. And yes, thank you, Shuby Mom. Shabooby.
I'm just
All
coming
right.
to the conclusion that Laura just really hates people.
I think so because
She
she's
thinks
just
people are scum.
everybody's a tragedy pimp, even the meteorologist. Okay, don't listen to them anymore.
Even the meteorologist.
Yeah, it's hellfire.
Isn't that a
Hey,
tragedy,
Donna.
Pim? But that doesn't fit this narrative. They only want to look at, the media doesn't find victims. Exactly. Yeah, weather pimping. But you know what I mean? No, like they just get so excited.
But it
So,
didn't seem the same to me this time.
She says that a tragedy pimp is someone whose intent is to profit off of a tragedy by any means. Okay, so does that mean we are tragedy pimping if we cover those who are tragedy pimping?
Yeah.
That becomes a mouthful. I think Dolly calls it tragedy leap.
And let me put this out there, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I am here to make money. And I'm not here for people to just give me money because they have nothing else better to do with them.
Hold up, Laura. Hold up just a damn minute. She's not here for money.
No, she is. She said, yeah, no, she is. She said, I'm here for money.
Oh, gosh.
You thought she said she wasn't. You was about to come
yeah.
in on them candles, wasn't you?
Yeah. Okay, carry on.
Okay.
Money. I mean, that would be nice. But I put time into my channel. I put time into research. I put time into stories for a reason. And that reason is so because I like them and I think you're gonna like them, or it's an interesting story or something. There's nothing wrong with that. Reporters don't go work for I'll use lawyers. Lawyers don't become criminal defense attorneys if they don't like crime. Like, you go with what you like. So I present stories that I find interesting, that I think others are going to find interesting.
Yeah, she's actually boring me. But okay, yes, I'll agree with her there. Not everybody that is speaking on something is a tragedy pimp. Yes, the word has lost its value in this sector because it's so overused. Is she going to say anything else?
Welcome, Lise.
Yeah, she's going to start slating me in a minute.
Oh, okay.
She critiques Pearl.
Critiquing Pearl. Oh my God, Laura, you could never.
And
I wouldn't
what
let
I
you
get
lick her
paid for
boots.
is my time in research, or headaches that I encounter, or whatever. But that's what subs pay you for. Subs aren't paying you for a tragedy. Subs are paying you for it because they appreciate the time and energy that you put into your channel. They appreciate the time and energy that you spend on them. They appreciate the time and energy of, of your job, basically. And I don't know why so many people are afraid to say that. I'm sorry. Am I here lying to people? Absolutely not. Am I here, barking orders at people like, you better fucking pay me and blah, 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 blah? Absolutely not. But I'm so not going to try to say, well, I'm not here for money. I'm not here for anything. Of course I am, just like every other YouTuber. Tragedy pimp is someone who fakes their own illness or that I will agree with, niece, 100%.
But that's why I don't like the term tragedy pimping. But
well, I mean, and I agree that it's anybody.
She really did, Marlena. She did. And shout out to Bugsy, just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Bugsy.
Thank you, Bugsy. Welcome, everyone. We've got that members only live for tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Bugsy's so awesome. Thank you,
Yes.
Bugsy.
I adore Bugsy. Can I just
Love her.
comment before we start again? This Mum of Gladiator comment on screen. I agree with you. I think Dietz gets an unfair rap. Dietz is the venue for people to discuss the general goings on in the community and the extended community that hangs off the true crime community. And she doesn't deserve to take flak for anybody else's opinion. When I was up there, I made very clear to say, you know, if you've got an issue with anything that I say, take it up with me. You know, Dietz is the venue. She is not the person putting out any opinion.
Who profits off of a tragedy. But to me, covering a case is okay. If you're covering a case, you're profiting off of a tragedy. And to me, that's not as bad as it is when you manipulate and you spread rumors and misinformation. That's when it becomes a problem. Because everybody's going to cover these cases, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I agree. Like that's what I was saying. You know, I watch Hidden True Crime, and she, you know, has family members and she has locals up to speak and give interviews all the time. And if you type her in, I don't see anyone calling her a tragedy pimp. So I'm kind of wondering if it's the other things surrounding it. It's not about the interviews for people. It's not about the contacting families or having families, you know, give interviews or things like that. It's something else, and that's kind of what I'm into.
for me, it's the harassment and misinformation, blatant misinformation. Yeah.
Yeah. I was telling someone yesterday that my issue with Betty.
And again, I've seen their own friend toss a ton of fake information out there, and nobody has a problem with it.
Okay, but my question is, do you think that sometimes we get tunnel vision on these creators?
I think it's easy to. I know I have for a while, and that's kind of why I haven't done many clips or lives about it.
Me too.
Well, that I'm just busy with my little grandbaby.
Grandbaby.
We're so excited. Hey, Crimes and Fashion. You've been free of YouTube for 4 days? That's like a month. Good luck. Good luck around here, love. Hey, girl. How's it going?
Hi.
Hey, girl.
Paying for it today. Hi, Jonesing. It's
Okay, mods, please delete the comments of anybody that is promoting another channel continually. I don't give a fuck who Queen has on panel. You've said it now 3 times. Don't block the person, but remove the comment.
She's a ray of sunshine.
I'm telling you. I wonder who they were mentioning in the chat. Don't come over here talking about another channel. Damn.
It's lovely to meet you. I don't think I've actually ever met you on a panel anywhere. I
That's
agree
too.
so much with the conversation that is going on about people who are physically out there creating like a real-time sideshow in the way that Betty and JLR and so many others do. But I just wanted to talk about the pimping the tragedy element that happens without people setting foot outside their door. And I think.
And George, I absolutely agree with your comment. People that pretend to be there's something they're not.
The last few weeks particularly have been a circus in this section of true crime.
Yes.
The way that people have literally entertained trolls that they know are trolls and have created a whole atmosphere of reinforcing each other's drama. You know, you talk to a troll on one panel and then you spin off to your own channel and you sort of talk about your heartbreak out of my mouth. Dietz is the venue. I'm going to be saying this.
So I don't
if
know
you have
what
an issue with anything, I say, please come and deal with me. Dietz is asking for people's opinions, and this is mine. Because one of the things that I've noticed is that everybody enjoys having this talking shop here, and you do so well, Dietz. I mean, you really, really do. But then, when people have got a problem with anything that's said, it's like it's come out of Dietz's mouth. Dietz is the venue, not the voice. So.
I absolutely agree with Jason's comment. If you're okay screaming, sorry your baby's dead in one video, but want to be seen as credible and caring in another, it's a no for me. I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. As far as the circle jerks go, the jerks go, whatever, my issue with them is they think they're the moral authorities. And I have a big problem with anybody that thinks they're better than anyone else in that they have a right to call out. If someone's burned you or if someone hurt you, I understand you wanting to call it out. I totally get that. But I feel like certain channels just think they have the right to call anyone out that they feel like it. And I mean, technically, they
Technically,
doing?
we do.
I
Here's
want
the
to say
thing.
something.
Yeah, go ahead, TJ.
Shut up, Laura.
Please. And let me say this. I don't know what you're talking about. The moral authority. Are you okay, Laura? None of us have ever claimed this. I don't know where this is coming from. And I know what she's going to bring up. And we'll get to that. Y'all ready?
Do we get a certificate or something? I mean, is there some kind of like plaque that goes with moral authority? Because like if we're the moral authority, I think we should
I want
like
a
be able
badge
to
like a cop.
display it somewhere.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. The YouTube police badge. I mean, where do we get it all? We need this stuff. I want the, what do you call that? The flare,
Can we get jackets?
I need everybody in
Want
True
a cute little
Crime to
jacket.
start their show by saying "under the jerk's eye."
right?
I have no clue what she's talking about. I don't think Laura knows what she's talking about. And I know I have a feeling I know what she's about to bring up here.
do. Don't get me wrong. Technically, people can do whatever they want on their channel. But this moral authority stuff has got to stop. It really does. I mean, the Circle Jerks thought they were moral authority, and one of them was a total scammer. So you never know.
This
Laura,
again.
what did she scam on YouTube?
I still ain't figured it
Please.
out, but everybody keeps getting this story all wrong, and I am so tired of explaining it. She wasn't who she said she was. I don't know who she scammed. If you find out, let me know. God, get it right if you're going to tell it.
Right.
We never found any scamming in the 2 years that we knew her. That's not to say that it didn't happen. We don't know. We genuinely, in the end, didn't know her. The situation is, though, that why you can sort of say all this thing about sort of she was revealed to be a scammer, and you don't have a blind bit of concern for the fact that somebody's life was doxed so extremely out of revenge. And more importantly, a child's life and custody battle was dragged out on YouTube by channels who just wanted to have a dig at Circle Jerk. Our channel is not worth, that channel was not worth this blatant destruction of the emotional life of this child who was already stuck in a decades-old custody battle, and you all dragged it out and you dragged the people up here. Oh, and now that Circle Jerk has taken a beating and we've moved on and we've started our own channel and talked about exactly what went on, your great concern for parental alienation and your great friendship with Lolita's husband has disappeared into the ether. Because there was no authenticity. This was a revenge job.
And it shows. It shows. I mean, it wasn't any of our business. We didn't care. You see, I didn't care about her personal life. But this is done, went over. We've explained, it's went over. Go back to our first video we done on this channel if you're confused. I don't know what else to tell you, weirdos.
And even back then, we were just opinionated bitches.
Still
we didn't
are.
claim to be any moral authority.
Just some bitches with an opinion.
Standing strong, girls. We're still opinionated bitches.
A tin pot, tiny channel. Was it a tenth of the size of your subs? Oh, but coincidentally getting the same amount of views. Burn. You might pick up a few more views given that we're talking about you tonight.
You're welcome.
You can thank me later, and I don't want a candle.
No, thank you.
TJ, you want a candle? She didn't hear me.
No, I'm trying to fix my screen. But no, I don't
want a
need her.
candle either.
I don't need her candles.
Keep your candles. Nobody wants a candle.
Well, Deets said that her candles are lovely.
Deets is so sweet, though. You know, Deets.
She is the sweetest.
She
Well, obviously, she's out here causing problems because Laura had to fire one off.
I know.
I like Bath and Body Works candles.
Of course.
Bath and
If
Body
Deets
Works.
is your worst problem,
candles.
you're doing okay.
Yeah, Laura, I don't want you stinky old candles. I'll go to Bath and Body Works. Thank you.
Next.
There you go.
Sure, Lammy.
If you've got an issue with anything that I've just said, please, it's me, Pearl DeVere, the Jerks. I stand by anything that I say, but Deets doesn't have any idea what's about to come out of my mouth. Not that I'm about to say anything terrible. I've already just said it. It is shocking to me that a group of people who are far old enough to know better had somebody up on panel that they had seen over previous weeks come up on panels and obviously play act. On one panel, he knows everything. On another panel, he knows nothing.
They know what they're doing, Pearl. They know.
Sorry?
I don't. And I also want to point out, just because you have a sweet, soft voice doesn't make you not a scammer. Just because you have a foreign accent, it doesn't make you not.
Just
My
because you have
accent
an
isn't foreign. My
obnoxious,
accent isn't
irritating.
foreign.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not. I was
good
saying
boy,
just because she has an obnoxious voice doesn't necessarily make her a tragedy pimp, but her actions.
Wait a
might.
minute. She doesn't even have the right person. She's talking about Lolita. God, you idiot. God, Laura, you're stupid. It's so bad. This again?
Well,
Because you're from Europe? I can't. This
what is wrong with people not? Why do they have such a problem with people in
foreign accent?
right? They can't have a voice on YouTube and like.
Well, I don't think Pearl got her paperwork yet.
Oh, Griffey,
Her
Griffey,
international. I think it was.
Somebody was making up documents so that they could have voices on YouTube. You know.
Could we please get that done? Can somebody make us some green cards for the people that don't live in the United States so they can hit a StreamYard link? Because clearly some of these idiots don't know how this works. Lord. Anybody?
Yeah,
Green
but
cards?
Laura, Pearl's accent isn't a foreign one. She has the accent of her country. It's perfectly normal.
Foreign accent. This is okay.
I mean, she could say the same of all of us. Pearl could, right? Just because
Yes.
we have. I mean,
We sound funny to her, I'm
Oh.
sure. Lord, I can't.
especially you, Soup. Just kidding.
Not a scammer. I'm not.
Especially you.
Oh, hellfire. No, surely not.
Hellfire, shit the bed.
Not us.
No, surely not.
Us foreigners.
Oh, Swanee.
Oh my God. I can't believe that this is like something you would say, though, for an argument's sake.
Saying she's a scammer. I'm saying in general. Some of the biggest channels are from, different accents, and they have these wonderful voices. That doesn't make them more.
Maybe you
Are
should get
you
one, Laura.
serious? What? Some of the biggest scammers are from these. What did she even say by the time I got to the unmute? I got to hear that again. Hold on, y'all.
More credible. Just a scammer. I'm saying in general. Some of the biggest channels are from, different accents, and they have these wonderful voices. That doesn't make them more credible. Just saying.
No, dumbass. Her education makes her pretty credible. Her research makes her pretty credible. It's, that.
What she said didn't make a lick of damn sense.
None. She said some of these biggest channels are from these people with these accents. Are you okay? What does that even mean?
Everyone has an accent.
She's
Depends
been
on where you're from,
sniffing.
whether it's different to you.
She's been sniffing too much eucalyptus in her candles.
At Touch Puppy, I couldn't have said it by myself.
I don't know which.
Do y'all see the comment on the screen? Let me read it by Hush Puppy. The jerks have become self-righteous echo chamber, in my opinion. Where was their condemnation of how Marley was treated by Savage when you were criticizing Molly? Wait, first of all, I don't know who Savage is. I'm sorry, that's not a diss. I just don't know who that is. What are you talking about? Hush.
It's funny that you mentioned
Mallory.
Yes, I was very vocal about people's attitude towards Mallory. I'm sorry if you didn't pick that up.
We did
sure
talk
talked
about that.
Yeah,
we
did.
talked about it.
Dumbass.
But I don't know who Savage is. I just don't like.
All I know about Savage is that Dolly and Savage had some kind of issue about a year ago or something.
I just don't know
Something
everybody
about-
in this sector. I'm sorry. I
Right?
don't.
The only Savage I knew was that Lizzie B. Savage. Is that the same person?
I
No,
think
it's
so.
not. It's a totally
Okay.
different
See, I
person.
don't know one Savage
See?
to
No.
the next.
But I know who you're talking about today. My internet.
You know, all those Savages are about the same.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, darling.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
my internet did that again. Hold on. Sorry, y'all.
Mine cut out too.
Apparently it's Savage Media Live. Yeah.
Troll you're talking about, but just
Okay, I'm talking specifically about the Scottish man who came up on Prayer Garden of America's
yep. Okay, I wondered.
show and did this bizarre stream of consciousness. I mean, how on earth he
Mhm.
took any element of what he said seriously?
That is just-
Because it was, he fed some into a wood chipper, then she was in a bag of concrete, then they fed her to pigs, then he had some of her in his freezer. And Jodie Sue Brown says, you know, this is
Lumping me in with Glera and Morbid? How is that possible? Why would she lump me in with Glera and Morbid? That's fucking weird. I don't even talk about her.
who is meant to have
Little girl
lumped
with
you
no
in?
brothers.
And
He
with
suddenly
Glera
goes,
and Morbid.
"Oh, yes,
It certainly wasn't me.
I missed it too. I didn't catch it. What is she talking about?
I'm autistic and so I don't always sort of say things about this guy. And success. The only thing that you can do is implausible.
To me, and like I said earlier, I don't like the term tragedy pimping. Oh, thank you, KB. The keyword for me is pimp. Pimp, in my opinion, equates with harming others, no more, no less. Thank you, KB. I agree with that. But these bad actors, they do things like that to keep you on the hook. You know, their stories, especially their eyewitness accounts, and they come.
Yeah, I wanted to address Mommy of Gladiator. She said, at Pearl, I'm still behind, but you addressed my comment about Dietz being attacked for other statements. In my opinion, they come after her because they think she's an easy target. I agree. I think they do.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I think that they come at Dietz because she's not the sort of person who's going to get down and dirty and get into a fight with you. She's eminently reasonable. She's open to discussion. And therefore, because she's not going to out of hand attack somebody who comes at her with a comment, some people consider her easy pickings. I don't. I consider her a very reasonable and respectable member of the community who's doing a fantastic job. But then again, I'm not out to attack her.
She does a good job at having a good place for these type of conversations. And I have seen before that people take her having these little places for these big conversations and take it to their platform and make a big deal out of it. And it's probably because they think she's an easy. It's probably her accent. She's a foreigner. Get it? Nobody got it?
We get
I
it.
got it.
I'm joking.
Come out, and we can see the exploitation happen day after day as they sit there and continue to drone on and on about.
And what I think is funny is that she's saying you took off a quiz. What? I barely even covered Chris Watts. She's fucking stupid. Absolutely stupid. Oh no, he's a guy hush puppy. They won't have a problem. Just same thing with the Glera. Nobody's got a problem with the Glera.
Can I just
Neighbor,
say
and then more and more
something there? If you've listened to me on this channel or on Circle Jerk, you will know that I often talk about the man card, that there are men within this community who are given a pass regardless of the things that they have done. I speak specifically about the lab, the amount of plagiarism and dodgy behaviour that he's exhibited and yet has sailed on regardless. If you're going to suggest that I don't call men out, Laura, I suggest you haven't fucking listened to a single thing I've ever said.
I don't think she has. And I feel like she's in our bushes a lot, but still she ain't listening.
Bits come out, like you said, Pearl, and the things that come out flow with what's being said at that time in the community. To me, it's pretty obvious what's happening there.
It really is. And then you have this ridiculous situation where certain channels are in deep with the family. And that is a whole merry-go-round of who is in with John Candace from 1 month to the next. And then you've got, of course, Siggy's relationship with Fred, and different channels have got, say, relationship with the different Andrews. And it's
okay, this is the part that I heard. I'm going to back this up for a second because this is important. And then I'll explain why.
Was a dysfunctional community. There's so much that they've all got to say about each other, and none of it is good. So many people involved in all sorts of fuckery, and no one seemed to be concerned about anybody's children, what was going on with them. You know, it's okay telling us all this now. Where were you then? Constant new bits of information. You know, it's been 2 years, and now suddenly you remember something about the kids being taken to dope houses and having bruises.
Now she's talking about Summer Wells community. Niece, I know you're a part of that. So I have a question. You know, I distinctly remember hearing multiple times that Queen Bee is friends with Summer Wells' grandma. How come that's not being called out? That fits everything that Pearl is saying. Why isn't she saying anything about it?
I'll tell you why. I had no fucking clue. I didn't know who Queen Bee's friends are. Why
I
on earth would I
didn't.
know? I only go in there when something happens that I'm trying to put right. I'm not a regular in there. I defy you to go into old lives and find me. You won't. If I'm in there, I'm on the panel briefly, and then I'm out. I don't know
So,
who Queen Bee's friends with. And why am I obliged to call it out anyway, if I did know?
so Queen Bee, Glare, who else did she mention?
Everybody.
Can you get us your friends list, please? We need to take a look at that and see if we approve of it.
Send it to our email.
Yeah.
That's right.
Drop it.
Drop our email so that we can get these people's friends list so we can, let them know if
we've
it's
got
okay or
those.
not.
We have those links, Paloma. We're going to talk about that too.
Oh yeah, I got him.
Oh yeah.
Was you going to say something, TJ? I thought I heard you.
No,
Oh.
I had to go get my coffee.
Oh, okay. Oh, that sounds good. Now I want coffee.
Yeah, I had to go see what the granddaughter was into. It seems I have a trail of pillows all through my living room.
Pillow fort! Yes!
No, they're
Friday
like,
night.
you know how you have like stepping stones? Well, all of my pillows, it's like
Oh.
a trail all the way from my living room.
The floor
Yeah.
floor might be lava then.
Yes.
It's Friday night. It's Fortnite.
And the cat
right.
is right in the middle of it.
Oh God, don't step on the cat.
Well, yeah, so I just came back
Some
out on the porch. I can't even look at it.
And head injuries. And it just becomes implausible.
To me, and like I said earlier, I don't like the term tragedy pimping. Oh, thank you, KB. The keyword for me is pimp. Pimp, in my opinion, equates with harming others, no more, no less. Thank you, KB. I agree with that. But these bad acts.
And let me also point out, every single definition of what they say a tragedy pimp is, I fit none of it. So why am I always looped in as a tragedy pimp?
Oh,
Probably the same way I'm looped in as.
We're gonna get to how you're looped in as a tragedy pimp. We're going to get there. You're going to say it out of your own damn mouth.
Yeah, we never bothered looking into you before, Laura, but
But
it's been an interesting discovery cycle.
it really
Yeah,
has,
thanks.
Laura.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you would email us that list of names
Yeah,
and the
we need your friends
meteorologist to
list.
go along with it, and we'll look into
I
it.
just want to get it right, Laura. And you can also send a list of all the people that you don't like that you think that we should talk about.
Yeah.
Because we're the moral authority that we never claimed to be. Okay.
We're gonna
merch
make
coming
merch.
soon. Merch coming soon.
Oh yeah, did y'all get into what she was talking about?
Not yet, but we're about
Not
to.
yet.
Because I
Valoma.
want in on that. I
Oh,
want in
yeah.
on that
We're about
conversation.
to. How much
Okay.
longer?
Just I want in on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a few
You're
more
in.
minutes of this. When this sort of other person comes up, that's a sort of a side of it that we're not really we'll waste time if we discuss that. I don't think there's anything to be gained out of that. Once the other person comes up, I think we can pretty much move on to the whole situation with Laura. So it shouldn't be many more minutes now. And I need to address a couple of people that were in Laura's chat who
Yes.
specifically asked questions of me, even though I wasn't actually there.
Is like the
Yes.
Glera and the Glera's friend and Morbid's friend. I guess the same way. Yeah, QB talks to Grandis every day, but doesn't bring it live. Doesn't matter. But Georgia, that's the thing. A lot of people forget about that. And all the other people that she spoke to doesn't seem to matter.
Actors, they do things like that to keep you on the hook. You know, their stories, especially, you know, their eyewitness accounts, and they come out and we can see the exploitation happen day after day as they sit there and continue to drone on and on about a neighbor, and then more and more bits come out, like you said, Pearl, and the things that come out flow with what's being said at that time in the community. To me, it's pretty obvious what's happening there.
It really is. And then you have this ridiculous situation where certain channels.
And I agree with you, Krug's wifey. Exactly, niece. And I agree with you that she doesn't.
Did you all just hear the name I just heard?
Yeah, I remember her.
Yes. way back at the start.
Exploit grandma, but listen to what Pearl is saying now, and you'll see where it fits.
Also in deep with the family. And that is a whole merry-go-round of who he's in with one Candace from 1 month to the next. And then you've got, of course, Ziggy's relationship with Fred, and different channels have got, say, relationship with the different Andrews. And it's like Beach Creek, pick your fighter. Very, very strange. And again, they will just seem to believe anything that comes out of the mouth of their particular favourite.
It's almost like they pick out a team in that individual, and like, you know,
it really is a team.
This is their person, and they're like Team Fred, and that's my guy, and everything he says is the truth, and everyone else is lying. It's very weird how it becomes that sort of situation, and I get what you're saying there, because then the exploitation flows from that, and I agree that that's kind of one solid definition of tragedy pimping, because you're basing your entire thoughts, your entire theories that you're then spreading out to your audience continually off of what one person told you, instead of using the facts of the case.
And I agree with that, but that goes for their own people too. QB has stated publicly and privately to me that she does not believe Grandis or mom has anything to do with anything. Well, the facts show that there's some fucked up shit going on with Grandis. She lied. Candace lied. Those are the facts, but they don't want to see it because she speaks to grandma. So she's everything that they are talking about, and yet they won't call it out.
To base your
I'm
opinion.
meant to be psychic and call out something that I'm not aware of. Okay.
I had no clue of it. Here's what I will say. Not my thing for sure, but I haven't noticed the bee bringing it to YouTube. I'll say that much, but I didn't know, Laura. But again, send that list.
Oh yeah, Queen Bee, if you could let us know like who you talk to in your personal life, you know, but don't talk about on YouTube, so we can call you out for that too. Could you get that list to us? Apparently we need it. We are the moral authority after all.
It's just really weird that Laura has honed in on us to needing to be calling out people that she doesn't like. I don't know you, Laura.
I want to know you are.
It is. It's very strange. And you have a situation where John will only go on certain channels, and Candace will only go on certain channels, and Ziggy has a special relationship with Fred, and it's just very, very strange. I want to say at this point, Daisy considers herself very close to Candace. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't. Who knows? Who can judge a person's relationship by what you hear online? But what I do know is, regardless of whether you're close to Candace or not so close to Candace, when you had this person coming up in your back chat, saying the most horrible things, comparing rigor mortis, the hardness of rigor mortis, to a sex toy, and you repeated that. I'm seriously nearly 10 times. It got to be as close to double figures, if not in double figures, when you know that the mother of that child.
And I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. And I've said this before. Creators that go after other creators go after them to make money. Betty is a money maker. I'm a money maker. That's how I know. People didn't come after me because I was so horrible. People came after me because they made money coming after me. It didn't stop because I changed.
Us, Laura. So that's why you're coming after us.
That's the only conclusion I can draw from this, because I don't know Laura.
Misfit Kitty, yes, we're opinionated bitches. We're currently talking about someone who's talking about us. If that is something that interests you, welcome. If it's something that bothers you, hit the X.
Yeah, Misfit Kitty, I'll let you know, like I do everybody. I'll get you up to speed real quick. If you're a crybaby, you come in here snotting, needing Kleenexes and all kinds of trigger warnings, and come in here like you're the moral authority, this ain't the place for you, okay? Don't get
If you
lost.
like to laugh, to laugh, hang out.
But don't get yourself lost up in this chat with all that crap. You will
Hey,
not.
Cheesy Mary.
What?
I said hey to Cheesy Mary because her comment made me laugh. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Anyway, no, you won't shame me in any way. You won't make me feel nothing. So I just want to let you know that before you continue. I'll get worse.
You know why it stopped? Because I was no longer a moneymaker. I still bring views, but I'm not a moneymaker. So anyone that tells you they're talking about this person to not get money and views, they're lying. And when I see people go after the same people over and over and over, it speaks volumes as to you're trying to grow your channel, because there's so many people out there that you could talk about. So many people that.
Laura, I'll say the same thing to you. Okay. So many people you could talk about, but you had to go fire up a live about this live. And now here we are firing one up about you. I'll be damned. Look how that went.
That are far worse than Betty, but nobody talks about them because they wouldn't make money on them.
We don't talk about Betty. We don't talk about you. Not until tonight.
That is very, I mean, that's subject to change. It looks like it may. Y'all stick around.
What are you thinking? You didn't have to repeat that once. You didn't have to repeat it several times. You didn't have to put it up on your screen, what was written. Again, the dignity of a very real missing child. What on earth are you thinking? The shock value is almost more important to them than any sort of.
Their obsession with Ziggy, it's time to come to an end. I don't know why they talk about Ziggy so much over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Enough. Move on. They only use that candle against you because exactly, niece. It's ridiculous. And it's still going on. That's the sad part.
Laura, we'll talk about who we want to talk about. We were all people who are actually involved in Ziggy's channel to some extent, and who had a very close friend hurt very badly and abused financially and emotionally by Ziggy. And if we choose to have an issue with that, that's up to us.
And now, Laura, I've got an issue with you. So I see a lot of Laura's streams in the future. I believe I do. So if you would, again, just send us that email of all the people you got a problem with and watch this. Okay? Stick around. Are we done on this one, or is there a little bit more?
There's more.
Just a few minutes more.
Okay.
Taking a moment to think about what they're going to say or do. And you encourage that by saying, oh, he's up in the back chat, you drop your link, and he's there, and you discuss that he's back there. You don't have to mention him at all. He could be in your, I know Valoma, who's sort of on the periphery of true crime, in that she knows people within this community but isn't part of it. She has had people come up in the back chat. She doesn't let them up. If they manage to write some stuff while they're over there, she doesn't engage with it publicly. And it can't be that difficult. It's sort of, I'm touch wood, we've never had that problem. We've had people try to come up and we've just kicked them. They've never even got a chance to write. I don't know how it becomes so much of a thing, how they allow it to go on for so long.
It becomes so much of a thing because you make it so much of a thing. If you guys didn't make it such a thing, then you wouldn't. Like Michelle, Michelle is a big money maker. I've had more views on my Michelle video than any video in a while. So yeah, she is definitely she's a view maker, I guess you could.
You make absolutely no sense. Your comment was totally disconnected to what was said. We don't make it a thing. That's the point that I was making. I don't know if comprehension is a particular difficulty for you. You seem far more concerned in getting out your already prepared point than actually interacting with what's being said.
I agree, because she's not making any sense. I don't think she's listened to what is actually being said. I don't think she's really paid attention to our type of channel. She's just made up her mind. I'm just waiting
for the 2-year comment that's coming up, because I want to address that, and then I want to address a chat, and then we're done with her. We're done with this section of doing her.
This section. I'm sure there'll be a few more.
Oh yeah, we got a little bit more too after this.
Say, I didn't make any more money on that stream than I normally do, or maybe I did. But yeah, I did do well on that stream. But I'm gonna practice what I preach. You want to do a live about someone once in a blue moon? Go for it. You want to talk shit about someone once in a while? No problem. But to do this repeatedly, day after day after day, focusing on the same person every single time. I mean, they've been going on with Ziggy.
Twice a week, Laura. That's when we air.
Laura,
usually twice a week.
Seriously, there are 7 days in a week.
7 days in a week. We go live twice a week. Can you keep up, Laura? Seriously, no. Now I feel like picking you apart because this is so ridiculous. I really do, because there's so much I'm missing here. Well, I'm not missing, but I'm not getting to give my commentary on because you just, God, I'm trying to be good, but
for like 2 years already. And they know everything she does. Just walk away. We had a situation in, I guess, the OGDC, you want to call it, where somebody looked up somebody's kid, somebody that I've known for a long time. I've never even looked it up. And somebody looked up like a news clip from them. And, I'm sitting there going like, wow, I've been friends with her forever. I never even thought to do that. Yet people, name me as Satan and I'm so horrible and blah, blah, blah. And yet all these other people can do it no problem. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Why they repeat anything that is said? I understand their anger and their outrage. I'm not questioning that at all.
No, not Michelle After Dark. Michelle Sabati.
Right. I'm questioning playing into it and letting other people know what's going on, because that's what this person wants. Why do you give them what they want?
To fuel that fire, to fuel the fodder of content, to keep
something
that's
going. That's the only answer that you can come to. That is ultimately the only answer. And this is where it comes back to literally pimping the tragedy. Regardless of the financial aspects of it, it's like an outrage circle of you allow something outrageous to be said, and then you're outraged by what's said, and then the chat is outraged by what's said. People in the chat say outrageous things about the person.
And then the circle jerks continue the horrible things Ziggy said. I just don't get it. No, I didn't do it. I just don't get it.
Newsflash. We're not the circle jerks.
And I just don't get it either. I don't get it either because I don't know what she's talking about. Does anybody know what this weirdo's talking about? She's putting me to sleep.
Yeah, thank goodness we're nearly finished with that. We sort of skipped over it slightly, but she said that we'd been on Ziggy's case for 2 years.
No,
probably
we
that,
didn't.
Laura, is I was still a mod for Ziggy this time last year. Circle Jerk didn't last a year.
Nope.
This channel, I think, is 3 months old. 2 months old, right? Just like you're saying that we do the same thing day after day when we only go twice a week, you can't seem to work the calendar
No, or anything else for that matter. She's really lost. It's weird. I mean, I can
We didn't
understand.
call Ziggy out until after Jem passed away, which was on Halloween last year. And we didn't call her out till a little bit after that when she took our friend's credit card and maxed it out. That's when we called Ziggy out. Catch up, Laura.
And then since then, her and her little chums have said that we're all criminals and some of us are drug addicts. We're involved in a drug cartel. Just absolutely ludicrous comments. And I'm afraid if somebody is going to say things about me, I'm going to talk about them. Ziggy announced my death on her card reading channel a week ago. But I'm not meant to comment.
She also handed over our addresses, names and addresses, to another person on YouTube who then proceeded to partially dox them.
I haven't drug her enough.
Right.
To quote
Shut
Princess
up, Laura.
Bride,
We'll drag Ziggy every chance we get.
Yeah, and Ziggy did just outright dox me on her video. Still hasn't
Literally.
taken the video down.
Just a week
Yep.
ago, 2 weeks ago. This literally just happened. Oh,
Yep.
Anyway.
so you saying that we should not talk about Ziggy, to paraphrase the Princess Bride, prepare for disappointment.
Yeah, you're going to be disappointed. Okay. How many more minutes of this one?
I think this is pretty much it coming up. And I just want to address these comments that were in her chat. That won't take long.
Okay.
Just a quick battering.
Hey.
Who said the outrageous thing? And it's just a self-feeding cycle.
And is it ever ending? That's like why I follow her case closely, but I can't watch all the streams on it anymore because it has turned into something else. It's turned
Where I am preaching to the converted, and the mere fact that I'm up here and we're discussing it, it wouldn't be this sort of discussion anywhere else, which is that you didn't like pick your fighter and realise that all these people love this missing woman in their own relationship, and they don't have to have a relationship with other people. We all have extended family. We all have situations where there might be people within our family who have complex relationships themselves. That happens in the most ordinary, everyday, happy, extended families.
Oh,
Okay, we've pretty much come to the end of that now. This is a great moment because Hush Puppy's quote is on the screen. Let me just grab the things that I want to refer to.
Oh, goody.
I think we're getting ready to have an edition of Spicy Pearl.
These are some of the comments that were in Laura's chat while this was going on. From the top, Hush Puppy, Pearl, do you guys not have any concern about Morbid? I don't know why you were addressing me. I was not in that chat. I saw this later when people mentioned to me that I've been mentioned. I don't have any opinion on Morbid. I don't know him. Pearl, you love telling us how you protested against apartheid. I'm sorry if that's a problem for you. It was a formative part of my life from 18 to 27. I see it as a political awakening. It got me into writing about things. It got me into local politics. I see it as very important. You obviously listen quite regularly if you're aware of that.
You've only mentioned it.
If you can't
twice.
cope with it, again, prepare for disappointment. I will talk about whatever I want to talk about. And now we move on. Well, how do you feel about the UK agency Bell Pottinger that almost started a civil war in this country for money? Tragedy pimps? I would go further than that. You see, obviously, you don't know anything about Tim Bell beyond his recent involvement with the Gupta Zuma situation, which is what you're referring to. I presume that you think that because the Guptas are slightly browner on the T chart than anybody that I had a problem with in the anti-apartheid movement, that somehow I'm on his side. I can't stand Tim Bell. I hope that he's toasting warmly in hell. I couldn't stand him when he was a member of Saatchi and Saatchi and did all the promotion for the Tories and helped get Margaret Thatcher into power. I despised him from 1979. He was also an advisor to the last apartheid leader in South Africa, F.W. de Klerk. I don't know whether you know that. Why on earth would I support Tim Bell, just because he comes from the same country that I do. I despise him. He's a tragedy pimp. He worked for Pinochet. He launders people's reputation for money. There isn't enough words in me to express to you how much I loathe him. And the fact that he died having been made a baron because of the fact that he laundered people's reputations and protected the most disgusting people doing the most disgusting things is a constant thorn in any right thinking person's side. So why on earth you imagine that me and my obnoxious, soft, scamming accent would speak up for him just because he's English? Dream on. You know nothing about me, and you also know very little about Bell Pottinger. I suggest that you read up on it. There was a great documentary in 2020. So, yeah, go out and educate yourself. There's more to it than the Guptas. Then she said, Pearl, please answer the question. Not being psychic, I didn't answer your question because I wasn't in the chat.
Do they not know how it works when Laura's reviewing a video? Does she think that you can actually, from being reviewed, read the chat? I mean,
I guess they thought, well, I don't know how they
this is the
thought this would work.
mentality of these people. My
The mind actually
goodness.
boggles. And then there's Georgia. Hi, Georgia.
I know,
You
right?
obviously
Hi,
like to hate listen
Georgia.
as well.
Hi,
Several
Georgia.
comments having a dig at me in the chat. It's a good job I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Let me introduce you to the concept of context. I didn't randomly make a video about Ziggy's vulva, not vagina. The vagina's the internal part. It would have been very difficult to animate a puppet of a vagina. The lighting would have been a nightmare. It would have been very hard to make a cartoon out of. The vulva is what we're talking about. She accused us of voodooing her sexual organs. Yes, I am serious. That actually happened.
It did.
Our mind was boggled to the point where we had to make a joke out of it. Hence
It
the
was
video.
me.
Secondly, yes, I'm an old lady making videos about Ziggy's vulva, and it's fucking hysterical. I'm sorry that you've got a sense of humour bypass. Maybe before you get to the grand old age that I have got to, people will be able to donate their sense of humour after death, and people like you will finally experience the joy of ripping the piss out of someone with your friends. We can but hope that science blesses you at some stage before you pass on. If you've got a problem with my age, again, sucks to be you. I quite like being this age because the alternative really does fucking suck. And I've been close to it several times. If I annoy you, thank you. You've brought a little bit of joy into my Friday night. Do fuck off.
Do fuck
Oh
off.
man, I was hoping that Ziggy's vulva video was still back there, but I don't see it. I was gonna play it. Darn it.
Lady parts.
I love that it bugs people. It cracks me up. But, you know, what they don't understand, I'm still stuck on Hush Puppy. Pearl don't even have a green card yet to hit a StreamYard link, Hush Puppy. Are you okay?
Weren't you listening when Laura explained it? She's foreign.
Listen to your girl, Laura.
Seriously, when I read the Bell Pottinger thing, my brain nearly blew because you're talking about somebody in particular that I've long-term despised. Yeah, you are clueless. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what your issue is with me having protested against apartheid. Were you on the losing side? Sorry if you were. Again, sucks to be you. I will talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, and you will deal with it, or you will hit the X.
Because we really don't care. Honestly, you don't move us.
Not at all.
Soup, would you pull up the Volvo video?
Oh, right now? Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Give me just a
Might as well before we switch gears into Paloma and Laura.
I mean, that way everybody knows exactly what we're talking about.
Since we're stuck on it, I mean, let's do it again.
Can I just say, ladies, how do you get to this age and not know what the parts of your body are called?
Her lady parts.
Right?
She needs to know her lady parts. Maybe she's not.
Well, hell, I'm looking for it. I think no.
Gonna have to get it from
Hey,
the channel. Not
Chronicles.
save
It's
it
on
back.
my channel. It's on my channel.
Oh, it's not down here. Okay, give me.
The Go to
Pearl?
Pearl de
Yeah, all
Beer.
I can say is if your vagina is hanging round externally on your female sexual organs, I urge you to see the
See it?
gynecologist
Yeah.
pronto. And
You need to see
also
a
put
doctor.
plastic coverings on your floor, because no doubt you'd just be hosing your carpets down on the regular every time you so much as breathe.
It was an amazing
There's
video.
that.
I can't find it right now, but we will play it again here in a little bit.
Let me go and dig for it while you're speaking.
Okay. Pearl will get it and I'll play it since we're stuck on it. Georgia, I love that it bothers you so much. This is literally, Ziggy is literally someone who said that we cursed her vulva. Do y'all keep up? Do you listen to what the idiot
I
says?
did.
But I'm wondering about the people in her chat. Or are they just bantering back and forth with each other in the chat and not listening to what that thing is saying? She said we cursed her vulva. I'm not joking, y'all. This can't be made up.
It's in the back chat, darling.
Cracking
All right.
asses. I'm a mighty pigeon.
We are special jerks. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
And find something you're passionate about besides Ziggy.
Zombie vulva.
Now this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute to sit right here and I'll tell you how I became Ziggy Zombie Vulva. Please excuse my redness. I'm a little irritated. I'm sure, by now, you've heard the rumors of what happened to me. Well, I'm here to tell you it's true. Those hateful Discord bitches plotted for months against me. They planned and schemed and started their own channel, Circle Jerk. They were driven by greed and envy. Yes, I know they all have partners and their own homes, successful careers or businesses, even retired in a couple of cases. But I know that envy of my freedom and my personal and business success was eating them up inside. Guys, why else would they leave me? They hated that I was involved in an epic new romance. They were jealous of my love life, so they cursed me. I know because I was told by several non-specific tarot card readings on YouTube that dark forces were acting against me. But even before then, I knew something weird was going down, because my new partner certainly wouldn't. They voodooed me. I became vulva non grata. The love lift didn't visit my basement. The tongue did not hit the groove. It had to be black magic. Nothing else made sense. So I don't get in the shower every day. My laundry habits are irregular, and I spend all my time in bed or pressed into a recliner chair cushion. How picky could a lifelong smoker with a taste for spicy food actually be? I used all my charm, but he refused to roll out his red carpet directly to my entry. So here I am, red with rage. That raw, itchy feeling of rage. That rage so strong you can smell it in the air, and I'm asking for your help. Wait. What's that rustling sound? Is that a mouse? No. It's soap.
Again, we were making a joke out of something that actually happened.
And
We
we'll
were
do it again and
accused
again and
of
again and again.
And again.
voodooing
It's kind of a specialty.
Ziggy's vulva. And also the other joke about the fact that Jason didn't want to go down on her was something that she shared with all of us.
Oh,
The
it was
whole
awful.
interweb.
It was awful. And yes, we were talking about
So
it.
she
in our
shared it
own
with the
Discord.
world.
And we talked about it in Discord. Yes, I'll admit it right now. I've got confessions. Lord Ziggy. When you told that story, we lit that Discord up. You wasn't in it though.
I just
Now
don't
yours,
know.
mine, Ziggy. We were over in mine.
I don't know how you couldn't make the connection between I only do laundry every 30 days and my new boyfriend won't go down on me. Now, it's
Gee.
not a big gap.
And again, I can't relate. It's weird to me. Okay. Yes, I'm stuck on that. What? And then you tell people we cursed it. Now, see, Laura, look what you got started. Hush puppy in Georgia. Look what you got started.
So there you go, Georgia. There was context to what was presented. I didn't randomly pluck the idea out of thin air that I would make a funny video about Ziggy's vulva. It's just that some accusations are so ridiculous that the only answer is a funny video. I also present to you Cars for Kids, where somebody who is a member of our channel and is a mod was
Welcome, 9 Lives.
swapping her kid for a car. And then we made a funny video out of it, and suddenly we're child traffickers. You people are absolutely fucking ridiculous.
You can't just skip over that and suddenly.
I urge you to go back a couple of lives and have a laugh at the whole the jerks support child trafficking and they want you to swap your kid for a car and the children never come back. The mythical children in the cartoon.
Because it's a real place, idiots.
You all understand that there are people out here that are so stupid that what else is left to do but review, satire, parody them. There's a lot to do out here, and we made a channel. Okay, don't be mad.
Yeah, if you guys are that dumb, there's a different channel for you that's reserved for folks of,
Yes.
Smart people come here. Hey, welcome, Hindsight's.
Welcome, Hindsight.
All right, now
it's a color.
What?
The channel Eliza was talking about, it's a color.
Yeah, God help it. So now we're going to play the loam, right? We're going to get on to that one.
We're going to talk about that.
All right, give me
we're
just
not.
a second. You all go ahead. Let me get it pulled back up.
Matthew, that place better be real. I have a 4 p.m. appointment on Monday for a new Honda.
Hey, Matthew's going to do pretty well. I mean, he's got 7 to trade in. He's going to have a garage like Elvis.
Right?
There we go. The names are up. Here, let me put on something familiar to the crowd.
That is a crowd favorite when you wear that.
Welcome, 9 Lives Mama. It's good that to see somebody who gets it. Tomorrow's going to be our first members live, and I think that it will be a hoot because it will just be the people who really get us, and I think things could get very spicy indeed.
Oh yeah, it's going to be our first one too, y'all. Our first members only. So if you want to get your little membership to sneak
we have games and prizes.
There is going to be prizes. I'm excited for it.
I'm going to mute and play this one. I think I have up the right one. Let me know. I'll be looking for your comments if I don't.
It's 1 p.m. your time, stars, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Tragedy pimp, and the only reason I'm going down there is to grow my channel, and that is not what I said at all.
But Leo, see, here's the thing too. I will absolutely admit, will I get more subscribers from it? Absolutely. Will I get more views from it? Absolutely. Will it help my channel? Absolutely. That's what I'm fucking here for, though. I'm here to grow my channel. I'm here to make money. I put in my time to make money. I absolutely will help my channel. That's why I'm here. And I'm one of the few that can actually admit that. But there's ways to do it right and there's ways to do it wrong. I will never do it wrong. That's the difference. And most of these leechers don't have the audacity to say that and be honest with their audience. I absolutely will. Afraid of it. I don't hide it. Will it help my channel? Fuck yeah, it will. Why am I on YouTube? To grow my channel. Plain and simple. And if people don't like it, okay, don't watch me. Question, are you Laura? Am I Laura? Yes, I'm Laura. Will I get more subscribers from it? Absolutely. Will I get more views from it? Absolutely. Will it help my channel? Absolutely. That's what I'm fucking here for, though. I'm here to grow my channel. I'm here to make money. I put in my time to make money. I absolutely will help my channel. That's why I'm here. And I'm one of the few that can actually admit that. Absolutely will. And I'm not afraid of it. I don't hide it. Will it help my channel? Fuck yeah, it will. Why am I on YouTube? To grow my channel. Plain and simple.
I wish we had that 6-up clip right now. Fuck yeah.
It would be perfect, wouldn't it? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay, don't watch me. Because there's no reason not to be. You know what I mean? Like, why would I? If I sat here and said, I'm not here to grow my channel, well, what the fuck am I here for then? Of course you're here to grow your channel. Give me a fucking break. Exactly, Leo. 100%. That's why I'm saying there's ways to do it right and there's ways to do it wrong. I absolutely would never do it wrong. You did. You did.
Was that baby Quentin?
It was.
Okay. I wasn't ready for that.
I know.
Yeah, and then she wonders why people would call her a tragedy fan. I wonder.
He
And
was
there's
such a
ways to do
beautiful
it
little
right,
boy.
and
He
there's
really
ways
was.
to do it wrong. He was. He was such a little doll. Them big brown eyes. Wow. But yeah, okay, Laura. You know what, Laura? You're one of those. We'll touch on you every now and again. I think you're probably just a waste of time. But okay. And there was another one, correct?
I actually
Yeah, I
have not
believe it's over
looked at
2.
this section of it. This is going to be Tanga's baby, I think.
Okay. Give me just a second.
Maybe if Paloma wants to come up, because I didn't get to watch all of it last night. I only got to watch part of it.
I'm going to try to keep this short. I talk a lot about accountability, and that does include myself. Self-awareness, all of those
Do
things.
we want to? Do we want to put this in
Context.
like why? Yeah,
Context,
why?
yeah.
Yeah, context as to why Paloma is doing this, and this has to do with the comment that she had made hours earlier prior to recording the video you're about to watch. Comments that she ended up regretting. I believe they were aimed at Laura. And a lot of people want to just go to that and talk about the things that she said. They can't. They keep going back to it. She doesn't deny that she said them.
That one time when she was upset.
Right. She regrets it.
Yeah,
But she
she
doesn't
regrets it.
deny it. And so that's what this is the video that she made hours later because it bothered her what
But
she
here's the
did long before she got called out for it.
But here's the thing. This is the only thing I have found that they have to hold over her head. And if this is it, girl, you're doing good. Hey, look, you said what you said. I've said worse on here, probably. I don't know. I just don't know. I think people, again, it was that, you know what? You don't make excuses for it, so I won't neither. But I think it's the only thing that they have to hang over your head. And they're reaching.
Well, she apologized. And once you apologize, it's done. It's over with. She doesn't owe nobody anything else.
And it was a sincere apology. There was no buts
Exactly.
or however's. It was complete ownership of what she said.
Yeah.
She owned what she said. She worked on the fact that she had been wound up into this state. You've got to remember, grief is a hell of a process. That is not an excuse. That's an explanation. Veloma owns her shit. Why on earth you will not allow her to own it, apologize profusely and sincerely, and move on? It's like you ignore the fact that she took ownership of this situation, worked on herself, apologized, and has never said anything like it again. You just conveniently forget that because you're fixated on the mistake and not really interested in any further development.
Exactly. They're not interested. That's all it is. They know exactly what's up. They know exactly what's going on. They understand all of this. They choose to harp on it. I see right through it. It's the only thing they have. And if they swipe it away, what else do they got? Nothing.
We expect everyone else to have. We have to exhibit ourselves. So I want to talk about very quickly. I owe people an apology. Not just one person, but several people an apology. I was on a panel and a chat comment led me to search. I was positive that a chat comment was, I was positive that somebody was somebody was repeating a rumor or something that wasn't true. And I went searching to find what they were talking about. And when I found what they were talking about, I panicked. I felt duped, naive. I felt like I put trust where I shouldn't have. I felt responsible. I felt like by being somebody who is supportive of other people, the support encourages encourages people. And I just felt a lot like I really wish people could see what it's like sometimes on the other side of the fence where I'm at, where those of us who don't really talk a lot are at. I've talked about my emotions that go over my normal level 10. It's like a phenomenon. It's documented, it's recorded. When someone's child dies, they go above their level 10s in every emotion and every aspect. Now I've had clips sent to me. I've listened to other channels that seem to think that I selected this channel to spew hate and anger. That's the farthest thing from the truth. This happened on a live stream in real life time. This wasn't pre-recorded or pre-planned or anything of the sort. I'm not proud of what I said. I'm not proud of my anger. I'm not proud of any of that. And I'm damn sure not justifying that right now. I'm trying to explain, not for justification, just an explanation followed by an apology. But I had one of those moments that went over a 10. I just felt so stupid. I don't like to be somebody who judges people based on other people's experiences with them, and I don't want to change that about myself. There's also times that I desperately want people to see, hear, and feel what it's like on the other side of the fence, but it's not possible. I know it's not. Different tragedies, they're seen differently by different people with different life experiences. But I damn sure did not select a channel to take advantage someone else's panel. That definitely did not happen. I don't choose other channels to spew ugly and hate. Actually, I don't like spewing ugly and hate, and it rarely ever happens. That was in the moment. It was a reaction, it was an emotion in the moment, and wrong. To think of what other people are going through because the people that I support or potentially support or whatnot makes me feel responsible. And I sometimes want to stop them in their tracks and get in their head and show them what it feels like to be on the other side of the fence. My words came from an emotion, a place of immediate anger and frustration. I was learning about Laura, not based on what people wanted me to know or see about her. I didn't see the same things that a lot of people had sent me and said, and I'm still gonna be that way. I'm still gonna not judge anybody. Who am I to judge anybody? I'm nobody to judge anybody. But I'm not going to assume that because somebody has a bad experience with somebody that I'm going to have a bad experience with somebody. What I said was wrong on every level. It was worse than ugly. There's no justifying it. There's nothing at all that can justify or excuse the words that come out of my mouth, and I'm not trying to do that. There's no but behind that. I'm not saying I'm sorry, but meaning forget what I just said. Now I'm going to justify it. I'm not doing that. I said ugly things about Laura in a fit of rage that she did not deserve. I'm not going to sugarcoat or try to make those words that come out of my mouth look or seem anything other than the ugly and not okay, disgusting words that they were. I'm very sorry, Laura, that I said those things and that I hurt you. It was absolutely not my intention. I'm definitely holding myself accountable for that. I'm not happy that I showed some ugly, some disgusting. And I know that there's other people that hearing those ugly words, it triggered. There's people, it triggered people that I care deeply about. That also was not my intention. And yes, I do feel terrible for having caused any person to relive their hurt or their loss or their tragedies. I am truly sorry for that. There's also no but there. I'm not trying to justify anything that I said. Those emotions that go over 10, I'm trying really hard to work on. I'm doing a lot better than I used to do. But what was said was just flat out wrong. Just 100% flat out wrong. That's all I can say. So I apologize to you, Laura, and to people I care about who were potentially triggered or were triggered by what I said. To think that I hurt some people, it truly does bother me. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. And I couldn't stop thinking about what was the right thing to do, not the easy thing to do, but the right thing to do. And the right thing to do was to apologize. I can't let bad behavior go, not myself. And that was really bad behavior. So I'm very sorry.
And there you have it. She has apologized in the short time I've known her. I've heard her apologize for this several times. And I don't know what else she can do, but I know one thing that's not changed is some people's shitty behavior. That's not gone away anywhere. So there's that.
Can you play the video that I've just posted in the back chat, which is the sort of response that Veloma gets back from these people?
I sure
You
can.
just heard her sincerely apologising. I have to go quiet in a minute, but I will be in the chat. And meanwhile, this is the way that they react to her pouring her heart out, regretting things that she has said, just a continuous tearing down of her.
Okay, what is up with Veloma's eyes? Can someone please tell me? That is meth. I'm sorry. That is fucking straight up meth. She doesn't even realize it. Her eyes are all black underneath. She looks like a meth head. Am I wrong? Like, seriously, am I wrong?
You probably need to pause on some of this. It goes a little quick.
Yeah, I got to get in on this, but I got to get Disney Plus on the TV for a minute.
This one says Laura Veloma can't do drugs as they drug test for government federal workers. If Veloma is Native American or another race, they are known to have dark eyes. Just saying.
Irish gal, I don't believe she's a government federal worker. She's lying. She's not a government federal worker. She's a fucking meth head.
You're lying, Laura. She is a railroad employee.
I've seen things for myself. No, she's not lying, but nice try, Laura. Again, you're reaching.
What is Laura? Does Laura have a job? Oh, wait, she makes candles.
She's some lady that stays confused on YouTube all day long. And yeah, sends out candles. Okay. I'm impressed.
Irish gal, that's only if you believe what Veloma. I don't know what. And then Margaret R says drugs got the best of her. Wake up.
Wake up to what? Drugs didn't get the best of her. But God, okay.
Yeah.
I just want to ask Laura, who in the hell does she think she is, calling somebody a meth head?
Good question.
I mean, she sat up there and just flat out called her a meth head like she knows her.
And she can't even comprehend what our channel's about.
I was last night was the first time I'd heard that, and I was fuming. I was so mad.
Yeah, I saw you in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
That, Laura, you better check yourself. That was just vile, disgusting. Laura, you're trash.
Gutter snap.
Also, welcome to Angel Talks Too Fast. Became a member as well. Just wanted to give her a shout out.
Welcome.
Please fucking tell me what horrible things I'm doing to other people. They're about to see a horrible thing that I can do to other people. That they're going to see. And then I'm going to live up to my fucking reputation of how low I can go. These bitches have no idea who the fuck they're playing with. But please tell me what I've done to other people. Please tell me what I've done to fucking, to victims' families. I'll wait.
Like I just
So you guys
said,
think
you're
this is parody? Oh, no.
Go ahead, TJ.
Like I just said, Laura, you're trash. Dumpster trash.
Right. Yeah, but she just said they're about to see how low I can go. Oh, she's shaking the table, y'all. I'm shooketh. Okay, you can get up there and yell. Oh my God, I'm so impressed. I guess I'm supposed to be scared. I don't know.
I'm waiting for you to send her to bed. You will.
That isn't the worst thing that she said that had me the most.
Oh, I know.
upset.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's
So I may have to stay on mute because I'm already getting fired up again.
Oh gosh, she's gonna be like me, gonna have to go on mute.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to me, Dolly, Molly, we're going to show you guys parody. We're going to show you guys what true comedy is. And we're all going to laugh our asses off at the expense of what comes out on you guys. Just wait. You know what I never did, Valoma? I never told anybody to wrap themselves around a tree, Valoma. You know what else I never did, Valoma? I never told someone that I throw a fucking party if they kill themselves. A single mom, no less. I've never done that, Valoma. But you know who did? You did, you dumb bitch. You did. So you guys think this is parody? Oh no, we're going to, me, Dolly, Molly, we're going to show you guys parody. We're going to show you guys what true comedy is. Here's my biggest question though. Hey, Monkey, what makes these people think that they are fucking, what makes these people think that they're the end all be all? What the fuck makes these people think that anyone cares what they think? Please tell me. So when I put their faces on porno bodies and pass them all over the place, how are they going to feel on a meth head?
Yeah, she said that.
Yeah. I don't know how long ago this is, but clearly this has been griping at her for a long time, thinking everybody else is the moral authority because she ain't talking about us here. So this
is, I believe, Valoma, correct us if we're wrong, but I believe this was very recent. I think this was hidden.
I would have hit it too. I would have hit that too.
Yeah, she should have hit it.
Yeah. Me, Dolly, Molly. Me, Dolly, Molly. We're going to show you what me, Dolly, Molly. Oh, calm down.
Yeah, this is recent, Morris said.
Head's body, how are they going to feel? I'm not fucking giving them respect. I'm going to make them look as bad as possible. As horrible as possible. Send them to their bosses. I'll send them fucking everywhere. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. You want to play this fucking game, bitches? Let's play. I am so sick and tired of these fucking morally righteous assholes that maybe that's what they fucking need, is a dose of real life. Maybe a dose of real life will wake them the fuck up. Maybe she needs a dose of reality. Like, honestly. But then again, I guess karma got her already.
Bitch, I know what you're alluding to right there, and you might want to watch your words. If I was you, I'd tread real carefully. That's not cute.
I'm pretty sure that's probably why she privated this thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to the person that clipped it. Thank you.
It's too late. You know, I didn't even hear this whole thing. I might have to go on mute.
I knew you were going to get hot when we got to this part.
Yeah.
I guess there's nothing left for karma to get her. Karma got her. Because you get to put on makeup and you get to hide your ugly ass face. Is that why? Yeah, that's what I thought. Can I be honest with you? I can't even watch the screen. Her eyes are bugging me out because all I see is drugs. Whether she is or she's not, the eyes are bugging me out. I feel like she's totally tweaking.
These comments. Bugging out. That's Crystal Langford. Eyes bugging out. Margaret says, and then why is she in the dark? Sorry, I'm reading like this. It's because I'm squinting to see it. Voice
Oh
for the
God.
voiceless. Can we call Voloma TM 2.0? And
No.
then, no, you cannot, right?
No.
And Margaret R says red flag being in the dark. Drugs. Voice
Oh
for the
yeah, that gives it
voiceless.
away. Yeah.
Voice for
Totally.
the voiceless says spam her email.
Lady, you are weird. Every time I see you somewhere, I'm like, oh my God. Okay. This is all making sense. Like, I mean, look at the cast of characters.
Right.
Voice for the voiceless talking about spamming and scamming. What is she doing?
Oh
Way
no,
back
that's what
with
she's
Molly.
wanting to do is spam her
Yeah.
email.
She wants her email spammed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, right. But
Yeah. We know
don't
who
get me
she
started
is.
on her.
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh,
that
we're gonna see some more voices. I mean, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We all know what she did with Molly back then.
Sure do.
Okay, so let's see her list. All right, so Valoma's list is she likes Classic Response, 6 Up Media, Best of Truth, Tragedy Pimps Exposed, and Queen Bee. Those are her top people. I don't know what Crime Champs is. That speaks volumes. It really speaks volumes.
Those are just her most recent watched. It's not necessarily her top. Do you not know how this works?
Yeah.
How this works? I mean,
this ain't
how long you been
hard.
on YouTube, Laura? Come on. Thought you are an old veteran around here.
Yeah.
Not a
God, I
smart
thought
one,
she'd been around.
apparently.
I thought she'd been around. I guess not. I don't know.
Who's on her list?
Voice for the voiceless. I bet she's getting PayPal. Oh, it went too quick.
As a fellow artist, all right, so Valoma's list is she likes class, really speaks volumes. Who's on her list?
All right, voice for the voiceless. I bet she's getting PayPal and Cash Apps. And then it said something else. But I will tell you that Voloma doesn't do any of that. So you will never see Valoma's Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. She doesn't have her channel monetized. No GoFundMes. None of that. Please show that, voices. Where voices?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Every time I went to pause it, it just kept going.
I know. It was quick. Okay. You can move on.
As a fellow artist, I have a question. Why would you take a picture?
What's her? I've never seen her art. She's an artist? I didn't know.
I just caught that too.
Anybody know that? I mean, that's new info. I didn't know. I'm not saying she isn't. I just didn't know. That's all.
I just don't have a comment about her art.
I like art. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see her art.
I haven't
I
seen
love
her.
looking
I've
at art.
seen her candles.
Yeah,
I'm
I've seen
confused.
candles. That's a craft, but not necessarily an art. But maybe
As a
maybe
fellow
there's other
artist?
art. Yeah, maybe there's other art. I don't know. I'd like to see it.
I know,
love
right,
art.
Freya? Why would you take a picture of somebody else, somebody's missing child, and try to change it to make her look prettier? Is that art? I'm confused. She's a missing child. Why would you want to change her face to make her look prettier? Why would you ask a family of a missing child to use their daughter's face to make it look prettier? I don't get it. And I really mean that honestly. I don't get it. That's not art to me. That's a missing child. It's dumb. I agree, Annie.
I don't believe that Lise changes the face. I think she's added like butterflies on and stuff like that. I have seen PG's picture manipulation, putting Summer and Quentin together in the kitchen baking cookies, dressed in completely different outfits. I mean, completely altering pictures. I've seen PG do that. I have not seen any that Lise has done like that. I think, I had never really thought about not altering, because I believe I did in the past alter one of Summer's pictures, kind of cartooned it, and never really thought about it. I just thought I was changing it to kind of make it a little more fair use type thing. Never thought about the fact that if you mess with it, it alters her appearance and doesn't help get her found. And so I will never again. But I myself was guilty of doing that once.
Yeah, but it wasn't, you weren't out here like trying to, yeah.
No, but I'll never do it again because now I understand that isn't helpful.
And all these idiots in a chat are like, wow, you're so awesome. Really? You're a bigger idiot than she is. If you think it's comical to show her sniffing paint, then I think it's going to be comical to show Valoma with a crack pipe. Okay, or with a meth pipe. I think that'll be funny. And everyone I know will find that absolutely comical.
Those
I'm
two
going to
need
show
to
you
get
guys.
off YouTube. That's what
Need to get off YouTube and go to therapy. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to touch this. Yeah, but it's voices, so y'all do what you want with that.
Is what satire truly can be, legally speaking. I wonder how their bosses are going to think if it's so funny.
Okay, pause. Voice for the voiceless. Listen to her. She sounds like she has not left her home since 1992. She deserves the hate train headed her way. And then Jeanette says, voice for the voices. Laughing face, laughing face.
I'm convinced a lot of these people just really don't have a sense of humor. And they think that when they say stuff like this, okay, first, that doesn't make sense. Listen to her. She sounds like she's not left her home since 1992. That I don't see the parallel. I don't know what you're trying to say. It doesn't make sense. I think that you're desperately trying to be funny, and in doing so, you're failing. I mean, it's funny, but not the way you think it is. Tooth for the toothless.
That just cracked my ass up.
I'm going to make a card of a grieving mother. Oh, maybe she's reading this one out loud. Is she? Herself. Sorry, I'll just start over. Crystal Langford says, I'm going to make a card of a grieving mother writing herself hateful emails and blame it on someone new every few months. Therapy is needed. 100.
No, lip lock. Voices is not Laura.
No, she's saying Voices is with Laura. What the actual, that's what lip lock is saying.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yes, her name is actually, yeah.
A card of a grieving mother writing herself hateful emails and blame it on someone new every few months. Therapy is needed. I agree, Crystal. What I wrote on their comments. All right. Oh, I see. Valoma deleted all of my comments. Surprise, surprise.
Wait a minute. I don't think so.
Surprise, surprise.
No, go ahead.
Shocker. But I saved them. So I'm going to show you what I actually wrote to Valoma and to that girl.
Valoma said last night she didn't delete any of her comments.
She did. It's shown on here that she didn't.
Oh, okay.
They're right here.
And then before we finish, Soup. We can get the link to the accident in Discord.
You know what? I'm going to send her the link and let her come up for that one. Is it the one I'm? Yeah, because
Yeah, because it's best explained by her.
Right.
And I can't read any of these because it's so tiny. But
I'm
what
reading
it's showing
below the comments. Honey, why did you delete my other comments?
And what this is showing is that they're all there. Her comments didn't get deleted. Laura just made that up.
And you've got Valoma, who
or Laura blocked Paloma and now can't see him. I'm not sure. But
And
they're all there.
God, everybody, trigger warning. Lord help.
This is somebody that criticizes people looks and says that indicates that they must be, what did they call her, like a meth head or something? I mean, it's
I don't even know. I've heard
unbelievable.
so much from this weirdo. Like, I can't even keep up with all of what things that she says and claims. It's a lot.
Now
is a lot.
that's tooth for the toothless.
Yes.
Yeah, voice for the voiceless. Yes.
Okay. Well,
She's
I can
a
remember.
lot. She is a lot.
Who is supposed to be there for, grieving mothers and for loss, but yet she's gone to her level 10s. How is that okay?
Like, and this is what I was yelling about before. Yes, I have this horrible, unwarranted fucking reputation, but guess what? It's been so long that you still hold me to something that never fucking happened in the first place. Well, it's about time that I fucking live up to it then. They deserve to get what they give. That is what they deserve. Now, Valoma's got her karma. There ain't nothing I could do to hurt her any more than she's already been hurt. There's nothing I could do there. Hook and ladder. Find out where that is and find out where she lives. But man, it just, to put me in the same category as these losers, I have a problem with that. That is.
Find out who she is and where she lives. Is that what she said?
Yeah, that's what she said. Talking about Lise.
God, she at least got her fired up.
Yeah, she was pretty upset.
This is beyond upset. This is like, okay, calm your tits there, hun.
It is quite ridiculous. So I did a
Here
stream
you go,
yesterday
Laura.
about
Pay
this.
attention. This is footage of Valoma at work in her government job.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see my air quotes.
Yes, I see it.
It's definitely not easy to watch this, but you'll see. So after the last stream that I did, where let me turn that down. Let me fast forward to it. You'll see. Let's see. So I'm writing. If you look here on the very end of the train, I was working building my train to take out of town. So I can't zoom in anymore because this is taken right from Court Discovery. Mm-hmm. But hanging on the last car on the left side, the side of the road, is me. And when we get about halfway through this crossover, you'll see me get flung to the ground. And then the train doesn't stop. I was knocked unconscious. This is why I have such terrible dark circles and my eyes look bulging and swollen and all of those things, because I had traumatic aneurysms and some pretty bad head trauma, traumatic brain injury. Thankfully,
I think you look beautiful, but
thank you.
I really never paid attention to it, but clearly some people did. And since we're looking, I'll start paying attention too.
Yeah. It drives me crazy that when someone's intending to hurt another person, they're not realizing the people that are in the chat. And so I don't understand what addiction, the journey and the fight and the battle to overcome that. But I don't appreciate having people say such terrible things in an attempt to make me feel bad and in return triggering so many people and basically belittling their journey and how strong they are to have survived something. Like, so many other people heard that. Like when I made my mistake in anger, which I own in its entirety, it was a complete mess up. I triggered a lot of people. And so for that, I will forever apologize because nobody deserves that. But so that's why when I'm on camera, my eyes, you ever seen people that wear contacts and like their eyes get dry and they, for a split second, their eyes go really wide and then they'll close. Mine do that from time to time. It's much better now than what it has been, but I still have one aneurysm that has to be repaired. And so my neurosurgeon thinks that, my vascular surgeon thinks that there's a reason that's kind of a side effect of that specific aneurysm, but hopefully it goes away. If not, I can live with it. I'm not going to go put on a face full of makeup to talk to people online. I'm not here for people's.
You don't need to.
You don't need to. It's ridiculous.
Valoma, your inner beauty shines out. Makeup will never change that.
Yeah, I don't think it takes makeup in order to be a good person or to do good things for other people
It
or to
doesn't.
just be a positive place. So I guess whenever someone is always calling someone a narcissist and
Oh God,
yeah, all of
I'm
those
so
words,
over
I knew
that
it was coming.
word. God, I
Mhm.
don't even know if it's true. Hold on, I walked away from the laptop. I don't
Mhm.
even know anymore. It's another word it's a buzzword that's been overused so much. Like when people say it now, I'm like, I don't even know if what you're saying is, I don't know if they're a narcissist because I hear it all the time.
Yeah. Like I had to go back and look up the definition because it's so overused on this platform that
Oh, it
yeah,
is.
it starts to make you think like, wait a minute, is that really a narcissistic trait? And I had to go back and look the word up because I it's one I do get tired of hearing. But after this, um, there's images of some of the injuries. I mean, I was on life support. I don't remember a lot of this stuff. I was in the hospital for a couple of months and a couple of weeks, and really, it's been a rough journey. And so, and I'm not sure why
And
Voices thinks it's.
you've had multiple surgeries follow
Oh yeah,
that initial hospitalization.
absolutely. I still have more to go. Um, but I'm here, and something like this changed my life. Losing my son changed my life in a positive way. I know that sounds crazy, but after the initial shock, um, the fact that I am here, I'm gonna do good things in memory and in honor of him, and I'm not gonna let people change that about me. After this accident, though, it did give me another purpose that there are people in need. There are things going on in our society that if I can impact them in a positive way or do something to improve that situation, I'm going to do it. I have the means to do that. And now that I'm early retired, I can do that. And that's what brings me joy, not coming online to listen to people just rip and tear other people down. I'm not gonna participate in that. I will
I think
participate in being good.
some of your tragedies definitely changed your path in life.
Absolutely. I would still be sitting on trains 12 to 16 hours a day, being miserable, wishing that I had more free time to do things that I enjoyed. So the physical debilitations have kind of put me in a position of finding better ways to impact other lives, which in turn gives me a new purpose. It gives me a new reason for waking up every day and finding joy in the world. And I'm not going to change that. Nothing on this platform, no slanderous bullshit, nothing is going to change that. Nothing. I am glad. I would like to publicly announce though that I am glad that I did not invest in any of the bullshit that Voice for the Voiceless had going on, any of the crap that she was putting out
Yeah.
there about being an advocate in any capacity. I'm very glad that that is not one of the organizations on this platform that I did choose to invest in, because her trying to run around and talk about my financial portfolio is pretty sick. It chapped
really
my ass a
is
little bit.
crazy. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Like
Why
she
is
knows
she
anything.
worried about your financials? That's absurd.
I think she's a little worried or pissed off. I think her ass is chapped because my donations and the things that I've chosen to invest in don't include her, and I think that that's why she brings it up in all the chats in all the places. Paloma's got so much money, you could just go after that. I mean, do you think I don't have a legal team?
She feels like she's entitled to your funds somehow. I mean,
Yes.
wow.
That's the way that I perceive it. That's the way
I
that
just
I
find it weird
interpret
that
it.
she's
But
speaking
like,
on
do you
it.
think that someone who has the decisions that I've had to make, let's just be real about it, for federal lawsuits because of an on-duty injury, do you think that I don't have a legal team that's the best of the best, that's not going to like push me into the wrong direction or protect me legally? Hello. I'm not new here as much as people think I am. I'm not new here. I just am new to having a channel. So she's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I lose my earbud?
I saw this the other night and I just went, phew.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
No, sorry. I think my iPad took a poop, or my earbud took a poop. So can I go ahead and play this? And then some of the photos, I just want people to know that they're pretty graphic. And I
Yes.
put this because I was tired of being, called by those handful of people. I was just tired of being called a meth head and other derogatory
Yeah.
terms.
Everybody, viewers,
Viewer
after
discretion is advised. Trigger warning.
there are some pretty graphic photos of her injuries, so if that is hard for you, you might not want to watch that part.
Right. It's okay, Miss Kitty.
Yeah, I understand completely. It's sometimes hard for me to watch, but so the train's going to start shoving through and get halfway through this crossover, and I can't zoom in anymore than I have, but you're going to see me fall. And then what actually happens is there's a runaround hose wrapped around the car the wrong way, and it gets snagged in one of the switches further up. And so it wraps around my neck, my arm, my upper torso, flings me to the ground, and then I get dragged around 500 feet. And they know that because of the blood trail.
Yeah, you're looking at the train that's farthest away on the screen for people that haven't seen this before.
Like there was the fall, and then the dragging starts until the train stops. When I came to, I was roughly 20, 30, 40 feet from one of the cars. I don't know how I did it, but I pulled some ninja move and kicked my feet into the ballast. I was able to shove backwards with my body and grab the radio to scream for help. And so I was able to, to at least get the train stopped. And then I was out again. I was life flighted directly from the yard there. Let me fast forward. This is the hose that was wrapped around my neck and my arm. Thankfully, I had a great engineer that day. Otherwise, when they did the reenactment, I would have had like the same neck injury as someone that had been hanged. So that's a close up of the hose. The same exact hose, just a different. So when I was being dragged, I had 13 stab wounds from scrap metal that was laying in the yard in my upper torso. So there's one of them. These are the graphic parts. I apologize if it's too much.
No, it's not, but it's a lot for you.
Yeah, it was rough in court. It was very rough in court.
Oh, wow.
This is the one that went so far in that it did a lot of damage to my ulnar nerve.
Okay, that one was a little rough. You wasn't lying.
That was bad. This is my left arm. My forearm is broke. Both bones are broke. And then I had this huge hematoma that started and ended up right over top. I had it drained several times. There's more stab wounds up on the top. It was very rough. And
it was off of a train.
Right. The side of a grain car. This is my my back and 4 shattered vertebrae, a ton of nerve damage. My ribs were fractured. I mean, it was just terrible. It was just absolutely terrible.
Yeah. You're lucky to be alive. You're blessed.
Absolutely. This is where the hose was around my neck a couple of times and where I was being dragged by that. And this is 2 months after. This is whenever I got released from the hospital. So this is actually 2 months later.
Been there for 2 months. Oh, is that a leg? An arm? That's an arm.
It's my left forearm.
That's her arm.
This is the ginormous hematoma that basically prevented the bones from healing properly. So I ended up having surgery on that. And this is like 3-4 months after this hematoma. I named it Betty. It would not go away. It kept coming back. This is several months after. Yeah, this is my arm. And this is like 6.5 months after. This hematoma just would not go away. It kept coming back like Betty. Just like a Betty.
Just like a Betty, yeah. Is she gone now for good, or does she come back?
Yes. Yep, I've had it drained several times. And so, yeah, it's definitely much better now than what it was. Let me see what came after that? As far as like the whole drug testing situation, I was really, really tired of hearing about, being on drugs. But I went during the same live stream, I did go through and show that we are federally mandated. All Class 1 railroads are federally mandated by the FRA. And that means that we have to do federal drug testing. So the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Federal Railroad Administration, as well as the state Department of Transportation drug tests. And I did show those.
Yeah, of
And
course.
they do hair tests, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At the
A
federal,
simple urine
it's
test
hair.
isn't enough.
No, not at all. And so I worked for this railroad for 22 years, going on 22 years. I'm off-duty injury. However, every doctor's appointment, I am urine, and I'm in the least urine and alcohol breathalyzer. There are some times that they pull randoms, even though I'm not an active employee. I'm still actively employed, but off-duty injury. So, or my status is off due to an on-duty injury. And so there are times that they pull a federal drug test and then they pull hair follicles. So I'm still being drug tested on the regular. This is one of the federal drug tests. Oh yeah, I zoomed in on it. Just because, not that I owe this to anybody, but there were people that heard that, saw that I had dark circles under my eyes, and kind of were like, I didn't appreciate my credibility, I guess, being questioned.
No, and it's only human nature to, at least once or twice to like, look, you idiots, look at this. I mean, come on. You can only hear that so many times. I mean, I get wanting to prove that you are who you say you are, which I never doubted it, but you got people out here defaming you like that. And I really don't get it because my experience with you has been nothing but pleasant. But then again, these are people that I have really nothing good. I've seen nothing good from them.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I don't have a boss anymore. I'm my own boss. I was financially successful before my accident, but when I had to fight for medical care and I had to fight for the truth to be documented, you bet your ass that I went after damages. No one should work for a Class 1 railroad and have an unsafe work condition that they've reported multiple times to different departments and then almost die and then have to fight for medical care. So
no, that's insane. Of course you fought.
Yeah. I fought like hell, and you bet your ass that I walked away with exactly what I expected and then some. And that's because of what they put me through. And so it's my opinion that I consistently become a better person by improving the lives of those around me when I have the opportunity to do that. Not like a hero complex, but like, where's humanity and compassion? We learn and grow from that. And helping other people doesn't always have to be avoiding their problems. You know what I mean? Sometimes being a good person is actually improving your life in ways that you don't expect. So it's not a hero complex like Voices says. It's a humanity.
God. I didn't ever think that.
Doing good things makes you feel good, and it can be a drug in and of itself, doing good, because it does give you such a good feeling that you just want to keep doing it and making people happy. It's not hard to figure out.
Yeah, if I didn't have a legal team and if I didn't have so many other groups of people that are amazing at their jobs, if I didn't have them with me and working with me all the time, I can see how that would how I could fall into that trap, because I've always enjoyed helping. But I have protection in place so that I don't turn into that person. But I will never, ever, ever stoop to the level of using someone's tragedy, their child loss, or loss of anyone in their family as a weapon because I want to make them feel bad. I will never stoop to that low. I don't have monetization because it's my choice. I don't have any of those outside payment methods or any of that crap because I don't need it. And because I would rather other channels be supported financially and with memberships and that kind of thing. I'm not here for approval or anything like that. For me, it's I enjoy being a good person because I know that I'm never going to be in the position of defending my actions. So I knew that they were going to go after child loss. I knew that that would be something that they would weaponize because that's what people do on this platform. They take your loss and your tragedy and they turn it into a weapon. I expected that, but I didn't expect to be blamed and have it called my karma, which is kind of fucked up.
That is
And I didn't
like
expect to
they
be,
don't
accused of addiction. To me, that's just crazy. But
they don't understand how
again,
karma
it goes back
works.
to the people who have fought through addiction or are currently fighting through addiction. Those are the people that were triggered and hurt by those words. And they're the ones that are owed the apology for that. This last image I wanted to show you, this is a file of drug tests over the last, I don't know, maybe a couple of years. But I have 22 years worth of these. So I'm not an addict, but I don't shame addicts either. I think it's shitty to do.
Right.
I think it's completely shitty to do. So thank you for letting me show that part of it also, the accident.
Yes. Thank you for coming up and sharing it and explaining it because we would not have gotten it right. So I appreciate you explaining it.
Thank you very much. You ladies have a great night. I'll be in the chat.
All right. Yeah, we're about to close it out. Thank you
thanks.
so much for coming up.
Sure. Anytime. Take care.
All right. Love you, Vilma. So, Laura wanted this attention. She got it. I mean, I don't know why. Think the takeaway is that we don't believe we're the moral authority of YouTube. People keep labeling us as us thinking we are. Perhaps they think we are. Maybe they need to do better. Maybe that's themselves telling themselves do better. I don't know. What do you think, Bugsy? Themselves telling themselves do better. I don't know. What do you think, Bugsy?
Yep, I agree. I don't take myself as any better than any other person. I'm not above anybody else. I am not smarter than anybody else. I'm just me. Take me, don't take me. I don't care. But don't tell us we're the moral authority because I don't like that word.
Right. I
don't like it.
I don't see myself as a moral authority. I kind of see myself
Maloma,
as,
I appreciate you so much. Thank you for sharing your story. I know it's hard, and I'm sorry all the stuff you have to go through over all this because and to be told, the part that makes me so angry is to be told that your son died out of karma. No.
Oh, that's not karma.
No, that's wrong. That's beyond evil.
It's very evil, and it's only done. It's only done as a way.
But we do appreciate you, Wilma, so much.
Can you hear me, Bugsy?
And Laura, I have a mobile baptism van. I can meet up with you. We can have a little discussion.
Can anybody in chat hear me?
So that's all I got to say on that.
Can you hear me, Bugsy? Oh, good. I was getting worried because she's not responding to me, and
I couldn't hear you.
I was like,
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. I apologize.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I need to end this, and I didn't want to just end it with you just talking and just
Blah,
like,
blah,
what
blah,
the
blah,
heck?
blah, 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 blah. I just rambled on.
Oh my gosh, I
Man.
was getting so worried. I'm like, oh no, they could hear me a minute ago.
No.
Nobody can hear
I
me.
turned the TV on so my daughter could watch, and then I turned this down, took my head. I was like, what an. I can be really annoying sometimes.
Anyway,
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
I don't think I'm a moral authority
Mm,
on anything except myself. I try to do
Right.
better. I fail.
Hush, lip
I
lock.
try to
It's an
recognize
age
it, and I
thing.
try to do better, but also I allow myself to be kind of a jerk, and I am a jerk sometimes. If
can
I
be a
don't
jerk
like you and
sometimes.
I think you do messed up stuff, yeah, I've got kind of a
Stars,
jerk
I
sense
own
of
it.
humor, and I'll use it. You know, that's why I love Paloma so much, because she's so much better than me.
Mhm.
She's such a better person than I am, and
She
you know,
owns
I
her
do
faults.
strive to be better, but you know, I don't.
She owns. She made a mistake. She owned it. Now let her go. Leave it alone.
I have a feeling they're not going to leave
No,
it
they
alone or
never
let it go,
do.
because it's all they've got. You know, if they want to
Yeah.
pick at Paloma, that's all they've got, and it's just messed up. That's kind of my sum up of what I thought of Laura's live and the stuff that she hid. You know, yeah, you should keep that hidden. You keep that in the dark. That was gross. But do you have any final things before I close out? I just want to remind you guys, all members and new members, let me before we go, let me shout out our new members: Ocean Tide, Molly Colley, Lisa Levesque, 9 Lives Mama, Hindsight's 2020, and Angel Talks Too Fast. Thank you for joining membership today.
Thank you all.
Shuby Mom, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you all. Tomorrow is our very first members only live. We're excited about it. We hope it's
Hi,
fun.
September.
If it's not, it'll get better next time. We do have some fun things in mind, and I hope all the members really enjoy it. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Stella.
And we will see you members tomorrow, and everybody else on Monday. What do they
Fine
say?
soup.
If the tide don't rise and the creek don't, I don't know. Whatever.
Don't
However that
ask
goes.
me. Don't ask me.
All right. So good night,
guys.
everybody. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Here it is, just me trying to find the darn outro. Oh, you'd think I would have been ready. Bye, everyone.
You're embarrassing yourself. Go to bed.
Good night.